Hey there, little folks, tiny word people, Hope you're set to crack some toy boxes vicariously today. This afternoon, actually. So get yourselves rip-roar-rarin' to start the show. How's it looking? How's it feeling out there on the planet Earth, where I certainly am located as well? Hi, my name is, hi, my name is Chris, Vangelis on the internet, and I'm here to stream live on the internet. I think everything is working. And I think that I think it's getting a little bit less kooky trying to get everything to work. So, I didn't pull out the little one actually. Hang on a second. Let me set up the little one. Nice to see folks here. Hey there, Andrew Jellin, Timu Kananen, Ben Walters, Lucem, General Techno, Tapaz, Transmech 534, and Verspringen, and Lorenz Vertyro are the names I saw when I glanced at the chat just now. Let me get these little coins out of the way. My desk is always a mess. It's always a disaster, but every time I clear it off, it's right before or during the beginning of a stream, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it clear like this from now on. This ain't gonna be a problem next time. It's a problem next time. I think I'm also highly out of focus. There we go. So let me see if I can fix that too. Because this is still, or is this on auto? It's on auto. It's still a bunch of stuff set from, like, card gaming. Is a clean desk even a used desk? I mean, ideally you have a used desk that is uncluttered, because you're using it so much you can't afford to have it be messy. I'm moving my microphone. Ignore the noises. Cleared off desks do exist when you wash your desk, which I totally have done before. Haven't for a hot minute, but let's see. Now, do I remember my orienteering here? That is upside down. I want to do it this way. That's right. My perpetual tiny camera models, the Victory Saber Micromasters, who I don't know where to put them, so they just live here now with my core class Decepticons. And just a bunch of literal garbage that's over there. Like, in any economy, you can have a clean desk. There's like, what's it? They're a clean desk is a sign of a clean mind or something. I should just fix focus this upper camera. Let me do that. I'm going to try to do that at least. This might be a disaster, but this is the C922. If I go properties, if I go... There's a way in here I can tweak this, isn't there? Or is this the one that doesn't like it? This could be a disaster. Okay, focus is currently auto. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't turn on this one. There we go. That creates... That's what was... I'm still gonna mess with this focus a little bit, but... Turning on this light above me somehow does a little... does a little something to help. It feels a bit better. I like that. Apologies if I look disheveled. I truly am not. I'm all showered and groomed and everything. I even powdered my face. It's the light gray t-shirt with no solid collar. It just makes me look like a lump. So, and my apologies. I'd wear a collared shirt, but it's too warm in here, and that's... In the current weather, I can't actually complain about that. Verspringen, I do look very human today. Except I'm actually redder than this. Like I said, I've been... since the new year, I've been trying to, for streaming, remembering to do a little bit of a powder on the T. The T and the cheeks. To bring the face to a bit more of a matte finish. I asked my mom how makeup works, and my mom was like, I don't know how that's... I mean, I think I know how that stuff works. And then a mutual gave me all this advice, but my mutual's advice went well beyond... My mutual was like, you gotta make sure you exfoliate the layer of skin off before you put it on, or it might clog your pores. And I was like, I don't think I'm putting on enough to need to do that, but I did wash my face, which hopefully helped. Master Ben, you are not late. It just began. The cardboard shred hasn't even started yet. We're in the opening minutes here. I should click OK so that this actually saves this focus setting. It is 5 after the hour, and yeah, we're doing this afternoon style because I woke up. My ever slipping. I'm gonna wave my arms around here because you can see it. My ever slipping circadian rhythm has currently settled into a place where I straight up lose consciousness around 10 or 11. And then wake up like 2 or 3 times, but then am fully awake around somewhere between 5 and 7 a.m. It'll drift for the worse later, but the upside is that I get to do a stream a little bit earlier in the day, especially for our European friends if they're kicking around. Also, I'm going to meet up with my brother for some Nani's Gelato this evening, and I can't stream in the evening if I'm out having some of the best local ice cream in the Toronto area. They don't even pay me for that. They're just really good. Stardust Magician 24, gotta laser most of your skin off to look good on camera. It's true. I'm working on getting the laser. Robo was wearing that shirt on the most recent Fwoosh Weekly, Sam Wellbell. Really? I got this shirt at ages 3 and up years ago, because I wanted a shirt, and I was visiting their store. I like it. It's right on the cusp of what I would call Facebook collector humor, derogatory, but it's cute. You know, I like the look of Megatron with all his orange things on there. It's been some newsy week stuff. I'm not going to go straight into news things while I scratch my nose, but I do want to stream news a bit more. I mean, aside from the part everyone else is doing it, and maybe I just want to copy them. It'd be fun to talk about those things, but yeah, there was like a Hasbro call the other day. I wasn't on it. I didn't get invited. Cry for me. But I think the most interesting thing to learn out of that call that I saw getting retweeted around was that there is like a completely separate LA design team of like 4 people who work on currently Earthspark and the animated movie that's in the works. And so there's like a whole ass other design team who work on Deluxes, possibly Voyagers. And we got to get them on the gram so that I can get in their mentions and be all like, have you considered putting Omega Supreme into your toy line? Oh, Verspringen, I didn't get snubbed. It's at the end of the day, it's just a press list. I'm still on a press list. I get an email every time like they're like, "Hey, Golden Globe award-winning Michelle Yeoh's character Air Razor. Here's a reveal of her toy." Like I got emails for those things. But no, I didn't get an invite to the Collie Call. Although it looks like, if I understood correctly, there's like an entire ass video recording of the call that went up on YouTube somewhere, or at least an audio recording. Anyway, the whole thing's up, so you all can hear all the things that I would be meticulously taking notes about. You know, what aside from all the toy news, what were the intonations and what were the exchanges and the camaraderies we can report on. Okay, Toys R Us put the whole round table up after the I could have sworn I'd heard that there was at least one copy of the whole thing just up, and a friend of mine who went said that he was furnished with a copy of it, so it sounds like they were doing the whole thing PR ready, which is cool. Anyway, I got 2 toys to open, which I bought with human money myself, and got them off of the internet, but from a local retailer called GameStop Canada. So I should get those things ready. While we're doing that, though, oh, you can see. I don't want to. I've been so clever about hiding what these were in the thumbnail. I don't want to give them away whatsoever. But yeah, I hope you all are having a good start of February. I was just working over here on the MacBook on some contractor work. Which I'm hoping I can finish up this week, so that I can then move into Ultimate's Bonsaitron and a few other fun things. I also gotta hydrate up. Not paid by that brand, I just am addicted. What's up, Dynamo Dave? Did I miss anything else in here? Robot Lore Keeper of V Rider CH, Adam Middlelunsky, Cheesier, Earthspark Team and Rise of the Beast. Yeah, Earthspark and Rise of the Beast mainline. That was the one I forgot. And I'm assuming that same team has been working on like the Cyberverse Deluxes as well, like all the stuff that doesn't get the the fan press cycle things. I'm assuming that's all coming off of that side team thing. Maybe not the same side team, but it's very interesting to me because it explains some of the weirdness. It also makes me so curious about some of the straight up innovations that exist in those sidelines. I want to talk to the designers of one-step transformers because those things are sick as design experiments, and I want to know more about the process of coming up with some of those movements, like the Switchblade transformer skeleton that perpetually exists. V-Rider CH, excellent. Glad you're feeling okay. This being hydrated shtick is overrated. Listen, it makes... I make my money putting H2O in me with extra all-natural ingredients like potassium benzoate. Keeps that shrink wrap internally around all your bits and pieces so you preserve well. Robot Lorekeeper, I saw video clips on Twitter of that Earthspark flip change wheeljack, and the thing looks sick. Like, that's the kind of thing where I just want to trip over one on the street and take it home as a pet. I don't actually want to buy one, but I want to possess and mess around with one. Adam Milinsky, got my own Motormaster, and happy I didn't pay full price because the wheels of the trailer are so flimsy on my copy they can't hold it up. Sadness. Looking forward to the Legacy Gaugygar first revealed here. That's right, we got the exclusive. Stay tuned. Joel Adler, glad to have been of help. Stay hydrated. I have a one-step change around here. Yeah, up here. This is a gift from my friend Hoopla. I got the one-step Cyberverse Repugnus. This is also a sick toy. If you ever get the chance to mess with one, I forgot if I have to undo something, but like, he just goes. He's just a person. So and I'm a person. Bah, what's up? I'm in a power pose. I like this thing. It's one-step changers. Like, they're obviously not, they're not for kidult collectors, but sometimes they got a vibe about them where it's just a cool motion, and it feels like it is a calculated and structured and sculpted motion, and I think that's really interesting. So let's see if we can switch up the shot here, and unveil the surprise of what I haven't opened yet. I have filmed these boxes. Because I know I mentioned that, and ever since I mentioned it, people are diligently make sure to ask if I filmed the B-roll. I did yesterday. I filmed the B-roll for these. I almost was going to stream yesterday, but then I was like losing consciousness at like 6 p.m. So I thought, worst thing to do right now would be to do a stream when I could just do one earlier in the day, the next day. One thing I got to show you though, which I filmed footage of, but I didn't see this get reported on much. So I was like, oh cool, we get that. I think it's Marcelo Matir, really cool. Legacy Evo painting back here. This is definitely not in focus. I'm going to fix that before I continue my point. So I'll leave you on a cliffhanger here. Where's that focus at? This can't be on auto. Is it on auto? For real? You calling this focus? You nerd? Let's get this in here a little bit more. Maybe that'll help. Might move the camera back too. Anyway, I was looking at the fun artwork, and then I noticed over here on Leo Prime, what is different? And so I put them together. So if you get both of these and you do some arts and crafts, you get the whole Marcelo Matir poster. And I didn't know that was a thing. That means that these two have got like different stuff in their graphics files on all sides, as opposed to just a bunch of the sides. Anyway, I thought that was cool. I'm gonna actually arts and crafts these. I might do it on stream if we got time at the end. But you can also really clearly see Armada Optimus Prime just chilling out there at the top, going like, no one's announced me. No, I don't exist. Anyway, Marcelo Matir is just a big fan of Armada Optimus Prime. Also, I haven't opened these, but I have already pre-removed the tape from here for the purposes of arts and crafts readiness, because it was bothering me. So anyway, I thought that was really cool. Did they talk about this on 2 different fan streams? Then people ain't reporting right. Oh, General Techno, the deluxes do that too. Sweet. I'm assuming you got them chilling out. Or that you're not a monster like me and you actually still have the boxes. You haven't, hard recycled them. Just gonna get this oriented for helpful placement. So, I'm gonna open the less interesting one to me first. Sorry, Leo Prime. I have never really been a huge excited person about a certain 30% of Leo Prime, which is where, I don't know, ever since Robot Masters, which was my first time handling a Leo Prime, I was like, this is not quite as cool as I maybe had built up in my head. Oh, Techno, I'm a different monster who has 50 toys in a pile right now that need to be unboxed. Legit. Leo Prime's horrible animal face was squished to fit into the packaging. I have seen the chatter about Leo Prime's Beast Mode head. I know this is a refrain of mine, but basically, none of it's really wrong. I don't mind it still, but y'all are pretty much correct. The lion face looks really silly. It even has a divot carved out for it. Look at that. Hey guys. It's kind of pulled. It's been elongated. Robot Masters Leo Convoy, I would say still pretty cool toy. Probably markedly less cool with the existence of this one, but it did some stuff. It was just a solid small version of Leo Convoy. Leo Prime's lion head with black paint around the eyes and mouth looks a lot better. I was thinking that too. I might try to do a little bit of paint detailing on mine if I remember to, because I'm all hobby equipped now. And I think that it's definitely not getting any favors from being a solid white plastic with sculpted stuff on it that you can't really see. I'm gonna clip these. I'm gonna clip these. Joel Adler, I painted the eyes and it helps, but something's still off about it. Yeah, it's it's just pulled. It's been pulled a little bit. It looks kind of funky. That said, it's also, end of the day, it's a non-disguise part of a beast mode that in the anime in question just turns into robot bits when our man goes henshin. So I'm not too fussed about it myself. Did I get them all? Oh, here we go. He's free! Feels like just the other day that this was announced. I feel that way about a lot of Transformers. I don't... I know this is a thing, but I don't see any... Okay, I guess he's folded up like that. This is by far one of the worst parts of Leo Prime's design that has to be there because it's his design. Even on, like, I don't know, the masterpiece, but I saw, you know, photos of the masterpiece, and it's like, this is always just this vestigial hunk that somehow looks as awkward as possible, always just chilling out under his arms. Knees have a backwardsable double joint, so I gotta fix that up. Feels nice in hand. I like the flat red on here. It probably doesn't carry over in the stream as well. Well, it kind of does. But that red looks really, really gorgeous, and the focus is trying. That's a really good focus spot. Can I just freeze it like that? Can I do the couple of clicks while holding completely still? Let's see if it did it. Because then we won't get that pulsing that I hate. Means I'm going to immediately go, like, when you see this, it'll be out of focus again. But the flat red looks really, really pleasant. Open it. Okay. Hey, look. Oh, wait, that's if... Oh, do I have one kicking around? I think I have Star Sabers actually still kicking around. Hang on. I do. Wave sign, when Legacy Stampy. Yeah, I know. The true fans have been asking. That's why I got snubbed from the... They knew I was going to ask the real questions. Yeah, that lone nipple is 3mm. That's really cool. You can do the whole matrix shot thing. Actually really works well with the Star Saber effect parts. So all you gotta do is get a HasLab Star Saber, and then you're set with some nice green matrix blast effects. I didn't know about the nipple on there. I'd missed that. That's kind of cool. Colada Brothers continue to lose. I'm sorry, Loose M. But yeah, all you gotta do is just get a HasLab Victory Saber. Simple enough. So these little... I'm gonna check the instructions to see what they want you to do with all the little bits and pieces, because there's 4 of them. They have their own page in here. Okay, so you can put them all on the main, you can put them on his arms, you can put them in his hands, you can put them... You could store them inside. Okay, they go literally everywhere. Oh, they got storage spots, actually, for real. I was kind of not expecting that. And there's also 2 different ones. Oh, I can't tell what 2 they stuck in there. Okay, I had to look at what else was going on. I actually still can't tell what 2 they stuck in there. How did they get them in? Oh, they go in like this. This doesn't feel like it fits. And also, this is tremendously awkward to do. Yeah, 2 of them have little tabs, 2 of them have handles. I must be misunderstanding what this thing wants you to do with them. Oh! It says to put them up there. I see. So it goes in here. The picture makes it also look like they slot in here. Because the picture's small. But there, we solved it. Can that just perpetually live in there? Because that would be nice. It is fun opening this up, knowing that some of you have this and can just answer my questions. It was a snug fit on yours to pause. Yeah, that felt pretty tight. But that's kind of cool. Because then... Oh, yeah, okay, so these can store in here. It'd be so nice if these could just stay stored forever. I like weapon storage. It makes my brain happy. Transmech, they can stay in there forever. Hooray! Alright, we solved my immediate problem, which is that he had 4 little bits and pieces. So articulation feels like a toy. Ball socket head. Them ankles do the thing. They had the heels flipped out already. Hooray. His eyes are ready. That's always good to see. Nickbot! Nickto, what's going on? The ones on the main can do the same. Okay. Oh, so you meant the ones on the back, so they all can stay in there forever. That makes me pleased. Because flipping all the gun bits out is, like, it's interesting, but it doesn't really excite me all that much. So I guess they stick on there, those little slots. I get more excited about all the potential gun bits, like having places to live. I wish it had high heels like the Masterpiece. Can he just sort of... Well, I mean, he's flat-footed, but... You probably can do this at least for the sake of posing, like, stepping forward. Yeah. So you can do that, and that seems to work. Police coming for your hot takes, that's right. It is warm in here. I apologize for the rumble if you hear it, but I'm going to turn this thing on. It's like the upside of having, like, a 1970s apartment that is really good. It's had its windows rebuilt, like, in 2013 or whatever. Really good at holding heat in. It also has no ventilation, so if I don't run things, it gets up to, like, 30 Celsius in here if the air is left to be still, and I already don't like it when it's above 25, so, my apologies. Anyway, I'm going to try to transform this. I'm going to just give it a go, because I did that before on the stream. Usually I don't just give it a go. Usually I like to just go through with the instructions and whatnot. But on the stream, with people giving me help, I enjoyed that with Inferno, when everyone was coaching me through all of Inferno's weirdness. Sideswipe Prime, my thoughts so far is that, like, he's fine, but I've also only messed with him for a few minutes. Robot mode, though, feels good, I think. Wait a second. Okay, this is correct. I was about to ask, like, are his legs backwards? Because this is kind of weird. That it is a double knee, but there's only room for it to go forward on the front, but according to the line art in the instructions, that's right, and I'm guessing that this does that for transformation. I guess it's okay that it, like, has a solid place to lock in, but I was like, double-jointed knit? No! Third-party kit for the head. I'm going to assume you mean that head. Yeah, the lion head. Nikto, what was the last great mainline release? Possibly Tarn, but I have a bunch of faves from mainline of late. G-Axis has made me very happy. I liked Inferno quite a bit. I'm actually quite a fan of Deluxe RC. I know that that's a contentious toy, but I think it's very playable, which I have liked about that design. So none of this goes flippity the way I thought it was gonna. This also has given me, this whole structure back here has a feeling of something that wants to move in certain directions. Deluxe RC being Deluxe Prime RC from Wave 1 of Legacy. I like that figure quite a bit. Maybe partly because I thought I was really gonna not like that figure very much, but the playability of it won me over super hard. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so everything's on asymmetrical axes, which is one of my favorite design tropes, where everything's asymmetrical. Oh, look at all this unfolding going on here. All these layers. Everything's, like, asymmetrical, but it lines up symmetrically at the end. I love that kind of stuff. So is this going to be a bit of main when it goes over here? Excuse me. But you look like your hinges. So why aren't you doing the hinge thing? Oh! Whoa, so the Matrix Chamber has, like, its own thing, but then there's another whole thing in here. That's neat. I wasn't expecting that. I should clarify also, I don't really watch a lot of coverage of figures, unless I don't think I'm going to get them, or if I'm, like, obscenely hyped and I know I'm never going to be able to afford them. So a lot of this transformation is Surpriseville for me. So if that is frustrating, I apologize. I don't keep up as I used to keep up with coverage more, but then I was like enjoying toys more if I don't know a whole lot going in. So that's a really interesting scheme. Oh, does this go? Oh, so the chest reforms upside down within. Oh, that's neat. Okay. It's also neat because, like, it just worked, I should add. If this involved a whole lot of finagling, I'd probably be a little bit less into it, but I have yet for the toy to resist what I'm doing. Everything's just sort of moving into place, which is another one of my favorite design tropes. Like, complexity in design, but simplicity on the user end is one of my top thingamies they do sometimes. That's super asymmetrical. Look at that. It's sculpted, but like I love that it's sculpted to like have a little channel to fit in with a little support structure on the inside. That's cool. Oh, that transforms nice and smooth, IMO. Is the kneecap? Oh, the kneecap is just sculpted. Okay. I can't have the world. What I mean by that is we're going like this. Excuse me. We're going like this. We're going a swivel. We're going a swivel. And we're super close, but then these things just chill out there. All things considered, though, that's better for a Leo Prime than I have seen in past. If you ignore some of the jank, it looks like you can do some kitty cat posing here. Can I pull this down a little bit? Actually, do I want to pull this down, or do I just want to wave stuff around? Maybe I'll just hook this downwards, like here. Yeah. What about his belly? I mean, I'll get over it. We could have some funny jokes about how, like, his secret... Actually, no, this is thematic. Because the weakest part on a feline is the underbelly. And so if his actual brain module is down there, that is absolutely thematic. That's the weakest part on his body. Oh, am I still missing a trick? Oh, I see. There's more moving parts. Well, hot dang, that's a cool figure. I have to open some stuff up, but I see it. I was just going like, well, I mean, can you see how my priorities work? Because I was like, if that's the actual, like, end of the transformation, I'm like, whatever, it's still pretty cool. But no, okay, so this has a whole thing. Well, that solves it. What about his belly? His belly's great. That's what about his belly. Oh, damn, that's a cool toy, though. I thought this thing was going to be way more, like, irritating to transform. But that's fantastic. I do know, Ben Walters, I don't know if he's better than the Masterpiece, because in-hand reporting on the Masterpiece made me deprioritize acquiring the Masterpiece, so I've never actually handled the Masterpiece. Holy moly, that's cool. Ooh. Ooh. RG1 Studios are making you want this now. Stop, sorry. To pause, his back legs can cinch in a bit more, too. Oh, I see. Oh, that felt bad, but maybe they'll feel better the second time. It will. Okay, so it's just resisting so much, I thought that was the end of it. There we go. Thanks for the tips, everybody. Also, thanks for not blowing the trick on the belly. You let me discover that on my own. That felt really cool. Give him a nice belly rub. Yeah. Holy crap! I like this figure a lot more now in hand than in photo. Like, boy, I thought this was gonna be just like interesting, but like I guess it transforms cool. I didn't think it was gonna be like that tactile thing where everything just sucks together, like, and then it like works. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. I like this a lot. I'm also doing this a lot. I'm treating it like a tiny cat. Also, mouth opens, just in case there's a question. I don't know if the face looks worse with the mouth open or closed. Because I think the mouth opening is really exacerbating the face sculpt. Going like the, like that's the, what have some people call it? That's the catnip face. Yeah, V-Rider, I also think the lion face is fine. But I think a lot of the complaints absolutely make sense. Like, it's a funny looking lion face. It is kind of squished and stretched down. I would not go to bat for the face. I'm just fine with it. Didn't I do it for you? Yeah, dead Guile Darts mode. Missing whiskers, we can fix that. We can fix that if we really want to. Do I have a Tigatron on hand to do it? No, I don't have Tigatron near me. My apologies. I have repugnance. One step repugnance. That doesn't help anybody. I'm putting him back up here. I'm planning on getting Masterpiece, Skyfire, or Trailbreaker. If I had more money, I'd actually be pretty tempted by both. As it is right now, I don't know how I can buy them with all the other things that I'm interested in. So they kind of go down the list a little bit because they are tremendously expensive. Unfortunately, I gotta let them go for now. Hopefully I can pick them up in future if they turn out to be, like, really good in hand. I think Trailbreaker still looks really cool. I think Skyfire looks possibly great. I still have to watch the transformation video. Get Repugnance back on and practice your Scottish accent. I am not a puppet yet. That's for Extra Life. But yeah, that's the bummer about modern masterpieces. It's really easy to put off because they're so expensive. Do I have Kingdom Primal nearby? No, all my Kingdom stuff is in the other room, and I think some of it's in a box, some of it's in a bag. The last 4 years of Transformers are kind of all over the place, but I didn't come prepared with size comparison things. I'm gonna turn him back into a robot because that process was so freaking good. Yeah, like Trailbreaker, Masterpiece Trailbreaker looks super funny from some angles, but in a way I find very endearing. I just need to watch. I need to watch the right kind of coverage of the transformation to see if, like, I want to pay for it. Extra Life goal: be subsumed into the being of another reviewer for the kids. Let's do it. But yeah, with the existence of some other interests, it's just a lot harder to sit down. Like, no, I'm sure I'll be able to afford them. Also, it doesn't help that, like, outside of Amazon Japan, the shipping for them adds like a quarter of the cost over again if I go from Japan. I think I read Robot Lorekeeper's thing as just life goals at first, and I was like, I guess being subsumed is fine. I didn't catch the extra life part. That makes more sense. God, that torso transformation is just gorgeous! Like, the rotation, and then you get the chest plates coming together in front. It feels like an anime scene. Hot damn. And I appreciate that the hunk of junk here, like, at least can, like, subsume the lion leg inside of it. Oh yeah, he's got a thingamy. I should say, he's got a kill you claw. The rotation on the paw means you can have the Wolverine position on these, which I kind of like. I figured out there's a way I can get this to, like, properly Wolverine claw, but I'm not seeing it immediately. Wrist rotation would have been cool, but it would have been really hard to fit one in on here unless the wrist was just pegged on. Which I wouldn't have minded, but that does introduce, like, structural disintegrity that I could see them wanting to avoid. Curious if this looks better a certain way, or... What's the line? Oh, the line art wants the paws forward. Okay. Oh, that doesn't help. I was gonna look for, like, what's the resting position, but this picture is just like, oh, that's just making them look all over the place. While we're on the subject of Beast Wars 2, nobody talks about how hard Get My Future goes, and I'm sick of it. I think a lot of people just... Over the course of the 2010s, I feel like Japanese Beast Wars OST kind of got lost culturally, and we gotta collectively do something about it. Alright, so this... Look at this action here. Oh. As a transforming toy, this thing is fantastic. On the more granular level, like, you gotta be okay with the Lyo Convoy underhunk on the arms, but otherwise, like, this is happening. RG1 Studios, do you feel Crash Bars troop buildable unlike Scraphook? To be honest, I think they're all troop buildable. Once more of them are out, and we're going to want to do things like chariotizing the front of a truck body or something. I would like to eventually... I want to have at least 2 of each. and from that figure out which one I'd want 3 of, I think. But I say all of that. I also just was talking about how I'm like, I don't think I can really afford Masterpiece toys right now. And so technically it's like, if I'm I'm seeing if this can tab in back here anywhere. I don't think it can. But what was I saying? If I'm already talking about how, like, I can't really afford Masterpiece Skyfire and whatnot, but then I'm like going, I'm trying to figure out how to fit in 3 of each Junkion. It's like, A, perhaps that explains why I'm not immediately going for Masterpiece toys, but also B, it's kind of like, you are spending Masterpiece money on a whole bunch of Junkions. Maybe they just should stop making so many Junkions that look cool. Maybe it's not my problem. Maybe it's their problem. They should think about that. I feel like this is supposed to tab in. Truly. But no, none of this actually matches up. I should let this go. Okay, so we did him. Yeah, there's also that Voyager Junkion coming out. They're gonna... Oh, if they're doing repaints of the Junkions, that's cool too. If they're doing repaints of the Junkions, I'll stick to 2 of each, so I have 1 in robot, 1 in vehicle. That's what I did with the RTS Junkion colorways. I tried to have at least 2 of each, so that, like, everyone could be the ride for someone else. Granted, the Junkion's not having to ride on each other now is probably helping. Although, we'll see. Did they say anything about, like, can toys ride on Crash Bar? I didn't actually catch that in any of... I haven't looked into that. Robot Lorekeeper, I think the Japan-only stuff was subsumed in the anime as cringe lol wave of the 2010s. I could see that being the case. They're riding on each other in the artwork. Is true. Oh, okay. No, I saw in the artwork they were, but artwork... Sometimes the artwork, when it comes to that stuff, I'm like, I want to know if the toy actually does it, because that's... The artwork is going to do it either way, because it's Junkions. And, you know, artwork is non-representative of final toy, something in legality words. I'm just going to trim this tape with my freshly replaced X-Acto blade. Because I've been scraping mold lines on the Bloodborne board game miniatures to get them ready for painting. I've been putting off doing that for ages, because you know what is not, I find, very fun, is scraping mold lines off of miniatures. The Studio Series 86 Junkion design does not ride itself very well, I will say. There's tabs in places that implies it's supposed to do stuff, but I think the RTS ones do it 100 times better. I should say, I was not checking for a tissue bag on either of these, but there's none on him, and there's none in the Lio Convoy one, so no tissue bag stuff to worry about on these first wave Voyagers. Yeah, other figures riding SS-86 Wreck-Gar work out better than Wreck-Gar riding himself. It's just it's a shame, because, like, there is a groin tab slot type deal on that design. It just doesn't really work. At least between 2 Wreck-Gars. I haven't been able to pick up Junkheap, or whatever his name is. Every time I've seen him, I've not had the cash on hand. And hopefully I haven't missed my window now. But I didn't hear about those 2 working better together either. Oh, now Tarn I've been excited for, because I feel like Tarn might be the next G-Axis as far as my taste, of just like, this boy a good articulated transformer who can live on my desk. Joel Adler doesn't work with Junkheap either. Yeah, I figured. Oh well. Sam Mobile, you'll be able to get Junkheap. Is that parentheses derogatory? I like the SS-86 Junkions. I would like to pick up Junkheap, but the RTS one is just like such my jam, which is great because no one likes it, so it's been really easy to troop build it over the years. I always forget which one goes on what side. The Linesy one goes over here. There's like 2 ports for everything on this guy, which, end of the day, I love. But it also is leaving me going like, what's the official place for it to go? Frosty Cubed, how many is enough for army builder figures, and how do I keep it to reasonable amounts? This is a cry for help from someone who owns 10 plus Prid Viacons. As someone else who owns too many Viacons, the way I do it is I troop build. If it's someone who flanks somebody, I just get 2, 1 on either side. If it's just a squatty, I get 3, so that 1 is the main one in front and 1 on either side. But generally for troop building right now, I just do them in 2s, because it's mostly been like Junkions and sweeps, and that works for 2s. They have yet to make the next Viacon. And yeah, Aaron, like there is no such thing as too many Viacons. I forgot to get this little guy's knuckle open. Oh, his fingers are even kind of pointy. Okay, that's neat. Usually I'm kind of hard on this kind of knuckle joint because I just think it looks kind of goofy when it's open. But I like the fingertips being pointy. Great articulation up here. Robot mode feels pretty darn good so far. The shoulders are funny because the shoulder outward motion is way up there. Probably by virtue of this having to do certain things. But he's got that hot rod thing where when you move his arms outward and start waving them around, he can look kind of funny. This guy doesn't have an ab joint, right? No, it's just a swivel. Forgot if this was one of the ones who ended up with a crunch. Oh, Studio Series Gnaw. That one is, I would say, get to and see how you feel. Speaking to someone who has 4 or 5. Yeah, that's just a good action figure kind of thing going on. Does he have... Oh, he does. Check it out. He's got the ribbed sculpting on the inside of the ankle for that kind of detail reveal. I love that. Owen Garrett, yeah, I am a ride or die on the RTS Junkion. I love that mold. I think I went through and I like clipped the nubs off things for the thing that never happened to any of mine, where it could like break or crack something on the hinge. But yeah, like none of the hands have ever had an actual crack develop in here, just like the stress line. I love the transformation. I love the way that they ride each other. It looks so good. I'm a big fan of them. All right, I'm gonna try to transform this guy without looking either, so we can have our fun adventure together. I'm assuming he mostly just folds into a box, but we'll see where all the moving parts are. That's folding around. That's already doing something that's making me confused. Confused is a strong word. I'm so confused! What's happening? Yeah, it's a pause. I'm a scandal. I'm here for the ankle perverts. You want free ankle pics? I'll set you all up right here and now. If that's an actual thing, I apologize. I'm yes-anding the bit. Because I don't think the legs have any compression, so I have no clue how the rest of this transformation works. Like what? Okay, so that opens up. I was just realizing, because I haven't looked at any coverage of Tarn. I got literally no idea how this works. In fact, I'm a little lost. Let's try to get things to open up. I feel like from the legs down, I've just basically done it. Oh, okay. That doesn't reach, though. Well, that has a hole back there, so then what it... There's no peg over here, so that's got to peg in over here. This looks like it's supposed to peg into more stuff. Hang on, I gotta figure out what these treads do. Oh, is this double hinge out? Or did I just unseat? I just unseated it. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Don't tell anyone I just did that. Oh, here we go. Head storage. Ooh, these telescope. V. Santo Hartono, we have not said what in tarnation once. Because I feel like I could get arrested if I do that. So I'm trying to keep things safe here on the stream. For me and everyone else. Wait, no, that's for robot mode. The hands don't fold away. I just thought the legs were gonna, like, do a collapse or something, and then when they didn't, I got totally lost. 'Cause they just stick together. I'm assuming trick one wasn't, like, pop the the chest piece off completely. I don't know what else this folds out for. And obviously this thing folds around like this, but I feel like I want to get this out of the way and in position for something before I do all of this. Okay, I was trying to rotate this, and it was getting stuck on stuff so much I wasn't sure if I was actually supposed to. Also, how do I rotate this without making this fall off? I'm really persnickety about figuring out, like, specifically how do I do it without parts colliding things off of the figure. Because right now, this is riding right up into that chest plate. Maybe I gotta go the other way? No, I can't go the other way. Okay, so I do both. That'll fold it up out of the way completely. Does this just chill out back there? We'll find out. I should futz with this one because I already have this in the midst of transformation bliss. Wait, there's little wheels sculpted on the underside here, so maybe I am to flip this around. This is like watching a ghost trying to talk to someone. The knees are double jointed. Oh, hello. I did not at all see that those knees were double jointed. Holy moly. Because I feel like this is the right way around for the pelvis. For various pelvic reasons. Uh-oh. I hit that thing where I was doing like a couple transformation things at the same time. And briefly I was like, uh-oh, we're lost. There we go. Oh, I see. This clearly lives somewhere inside of here. The mass We had a wrist stream going on there. I'm getting really stuck on like where the mass was going because I'm like I don't understand. I actually still don't understand. Unless there's like another rotator on here that I got to think about. Oh, there is another rotator on here I got to think. I see. Oh, well, that's clever. I say that, I immediately went like, I also don't see what it's supposed to do. But now I do. Oh! Well, that's slick. I just gotta figure out how to get everything to align happily. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I see why they just bailed on having actual wheels. Yep. I also forgot about all the times I read people saying, like, and the hands are exposed. That probably was a big clue I could have been using. I really like this bit here, though. That's a cool trick. Because it's not fully subsuming the thing, which means it's smart geometries for the sake of the overall process. Well, that's neat. I like that this has the two tabbies back there. Woo! Hoo-hoo. I feel like this is supposed to tab in somewhere, but I guess it just hangs out. Yeah, now that I know how it works, I dig it. This is definitely one where my usual proclivity of just bust out the instructions because I don't know how the shapes work probably would have been satisfactory. But it was a fun journey to go through with everyone's help. You know, like some sort of intelligent design of sorts. Yeah, the hands are fine. I mean, you can leave them like this, you can stick guns on them if you want to not see them from the top down. You can rotate them like that, then they're gone on the profile, and they don't really look like anything back there. It's another one of those critiques where I'm like, I'm not gonna put my life on the line to go like, the hands are perfect, in fact! It's just like, it doesn't bug me at all. I don't think it's a critical failure to the design. Stuff like this is where, if you want to get design empathy mind going. Also, I think there's a more tight way I could get this all tabbed together. The more I'm messing with it, but I'll figure that out. If you want to get empathy design brain going, something like this. Obviously, in the case of a team working on this, I'm not going to set out going like, and we got to make sure the hands are exposed, because that's perfect. Like, I'm pretty sure. With the folks on the team, as we have seen in streams, they are folks who probably were like, no, we'd like to hide the hands. So you look at it and you go like, okay, so where could the hands go? And like, demonstrably, nowhere. Like, at best, they could have probably folded inside the forearms, but at that point, they would have had to leave room to also coexist some of their space with the inside of this track part. And I suspect this is where you can start to see things like, okay, obviously a call had to be made somewhere of like, what do we leave and what do we not leave? I don't know. I think it's an interesting part of looking at Transformer design is like stuff like this, where, you know, obviously in a perfect world they would like to have the hands invisible. So how did the hands end up being the lowest priority part of the design? And with none of us. Well, I'm not going to say none of us. With a lot of us not being people who design toys, like, there's a ceiling on, you know, how far that level of design empathy can go, because some of us are probably not even designers. But it's an interesting part of Transformers design to me, to look at that kind of stuff. So V. Santo Hartono, what's your opinions on Earthspark? I really like Earthspark. I think, yeah, like, kiddie storytelling it's Transformers, right? So, like, there's actually, I should use this opportunity to plug it. I was recently on a Moonbase 2 podcast with Mikey, their first episode of Squawk Box, where we talked about how people in their adulthood, well, not really how, we talked about just the topic of people in their adulthood engaging with and having thoughts on merchandise, toys, and media that is ostensibly designed for kids. And you know, one of the many points is, like, calling a cartoon kiddie, right, is like, it's like calling an apple a fruit. You know, like, when it's wielded as a critique, it rides the line of not really saying anything. Because you can have a lot of, as Earthspark demonstrates, you can have some gorgeous, like, cinematography, storyboarding, animation, regardless of the content of the show itself. I wasn't looking. I forgot this guy was perched on that instruction sheet. Yeah, and, like, adult-friendly kid animation. Like, one of the points I made... That's a weird way to put it, because it wasn't like I was like, I'm going to make a point! But, like, one of the things that I remembered mentioning was that, like, nowadays in animation, especially in animation for an existing brand, a lot of the folks working on a show in that realm, you're going to have people who are fans of that brand working on that show who are basically us. Maycat being, like, one of the easiest examples, right, for Transformers. So, even when a kid's show is aiming to be a kid's show, there are people involved who are going to want to make also just a very cool show for themselves as fans in the places where they can. Long River Valley, I remember your Toku bit, and the oddest comment I ever saw was someone complaining about how Sentai had so many kid-focused episodes. Super Sentai, probably at the time, very literally for toddlers. It happens to be a cool thing that's fun to watch. Also, generally, literally for toddlers. Doesn't mean that there's anything bad about watching it. It's just like that. It's the phrase I used in the podcast on Moonbase 2 was context is a big thing. Like, the context in which a piece of media has been created. Because I don't want to be the one who says don't critique the kid show for being a kid show full stop, because I feel like that doesn't foster the kind of conversation that can be really fun. However, it is very close to the boundary of like where some of the more frustrating critiques of like, you know, some Transformers media can lie, you know, like if you're going to come at a kid show for not advancing its overarching plot line in every episode, depending on the show, but in most cases I think that does kind of fall past a certain line that I find is acceptable critique, mostly because if the episode itself was still a fruitful piece of media, the Earthspark Slice of Life episodes from the first big chunk of Season 1 being one of my favorite examples, they are not necessarily advancing the overarching plot, but they are giving us time spent with the characters having an adventure that for the most part I think is an effective adventure. And kind of a weird thing to say, but doesn't mean you have to like them. It's just like, I feel weird about the critique being like, is the show treading water or something? And it's like, well, I think that maybe we have been a little bit affected by the amount of serialized drama in actual adult television. I really like that this thing does a 180 back here. That's a cool trick. Sorry, that was me getting very distracted for a moment. But, like, a lot of adult television is very much like every episode's got to advance the plot. Even in adult-oriented television, I think that, like, at a certain point, maybe we got to dial it back a bit and go, like, well, whatever happened to good episodic, though, you know? I missed a whole bunch of chats. I'm catching up on this. Oh, Mecha Nova King, I just saw it. Yeah, this is Tarn. He's a Decepticon. This is Legacy Evolution Tarn from hang on. Let me get all my words in line here. This is Transformers Generation Legacy Evolution Voyager Class Comic Universe Tarn. I got all the words. I love that Transformers Generations is still technically the name of the line. Hang on, I was able to spin... Yeah, I was able to spin this turret bit around on its own. That's what I was missing. But, yeah, like, the notion of filler episodes... As someone who used to, you know, be one of the ones who'd be like, filler episodes, or... Like, one of the big critiques I used to always make, that I've kind of wanted to, not walk back, but I've had a lot of second thoughts about in the last few years, was how I was one of the many ones who was like, I can't believe that Transformers Prime is turning into a MacGuffin hunt. Like, they gotta go look for an item every week, and then, like, you know, as time goes on, I kind of sit there and I'm like, yeah, it's literally that's just a solid story structure for episodic television. Is we got to go find a thing every week. Not to say that means like, and it was perfect all the time the way they did it, but like that's just one of the critiques I know I used to be a lot more hard about, that nowadays I would probably think about a whole lot more before I really settled on, is like, you know, this is definitely a problem versus like I'm trying to think of a critique to say. I think that in the Moonbase 2 episode, it's Moonbase 2 Squawk Box episode 1. If you go onto the community tab on my channel, I did a post linking to it if you guys do want to go check it out. I think it was a really fun conversation. But yeah, Steven Universe came up in there, Infinity Train, Owl House, a whole lot of just really, you know, contemporary animation pieces that are generally pretty solid. We also talked about being adults who are collecting, you know, kids' toys, which these still are, even though Generations has been, you know, cited in the grander umbrella of kidult merchandise. So I went there because I had to like hold back the vomit when I said kidult. Yeah, poor unamused clerk, poor easily tippable Leo Prime. Leo Prime is not having it when I'm moving this instruction sheet around. I was even checking, like, did I have the heels at? So Tarn is having it a bit more because Tarn's just got enormous boots down here. You mean all Western animations now canceled and destroyed by Warner Discovery? Yes. I think I mentioned in the podcast the reason why I actually watched Infinity Train was because I heard about it because it got murdered. Which is, you know, not how you want to find out about any show, really. It's like, how did you become a fan of the show? Oh, well, when they canceled it, I went to check it out before it disappeared forever. I was just seeing if this had a... This is having a thing where the lip up here is bumping into this, and I can't get the peg all the way in, and it's bothering me, but I don't think I can solve that on any of these other peg connections. Mechanoviking, no, I hadn't heard of Infinity Train. It just didn't cross... I mean, I'm sure I'd seen the name, but I hadn't caught the friggin', like, the glowing praise of it, really, in any way that stuck. So, when I watched Infinity Train, the reason why I'm gonna watch Infinity Train turned into me binging almost all of it in one go over, like, a day and a half was because I got friggin' blown away by how good a show it was. Because I was expecting, like, good. I wasn't expecting, like, this is just dead-ass good modern science fiction anthology storytelling. I got completely just, like, floored by Infinity Train. Try moving the cannons to the lower tab hole. It's not helping. I'll try all four of them, but... Oh, sorry, Tarn. I'll try all four of them, but, like, I'm having this problem on both on that side. I think this is a problem in my own mind, for the most part. Yeah, no matter what I do, I don't know if I... You see how there's that gap there? There are three little prongs sticking down, so I think that's just what the sculpt is. I need to get over it. I should try the thing though. I should try the funny thing these do. How do I do that? Because there's the whole Evo fusion. Is that it? There's got to be more than that though. Like I know this is kind of like how do we stick in a thing for this to do? Okay, the one with the diagonal line goes in front. Oh, I see. So this has a side peg. Yeah, alright. And then we... Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, did I do this? Did I do this in a way that undoes everything? No, I didn't. Okay. Whoa! We're all good. Caught that between my legs with the power of my gripping thighs. So now we get fake Voss mode. Yeah, it's my Evo Fusion. Hang on. Evo Fusion mode. Activate! Whoa! I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I just think Evo Fusion as a Speedlines thing is really funny. Because technically, right? You saw the Twincast box, right? Let me show you. I got a leak here. This is from the Legacy Evolution Anime Season 2. Here's Twincast's big Evo Fusion stock footage sequence. Evo Fusion! Hashin! I love that was the Evo Fusion. This is you move the gun. This is nothing. This is just the back of an alt mode. But then when Blaster does his Hisatsu, it's like Hisatsu Evo Fusion! Yeah, and we got this going on. Now he shoots up. Also, yeah, Blaster's, yeah, he's got only in one way. There's a slot on one side of the handle that goes on like this. So the gun already stores! That's why the Evo Fusion is, yeah, it's like a big antenna. That's why the Evo Fusion is so great, because it already had a place to go. And so for Evo Fusion, it goes like... And then, like, you know, there you go. Now he's in super mode. I don't know. That's why when people were kind of dunking on it, I was like, no, but y'all, did y'all not know about this? Because this makes it even funnier. Anyway, we'll put Blaster over here. I wanted to get G-Axis out to see if I get G-Axis vibes off of Tarn, which I am. The Edge Boys, the try-hard Edge Boy duo. Oh, they're doing it for me. Look at these two idiots. It's great. These two come in, Legacy Season 2, the Evolution arc. These two come in to lead the Decepticons. Motormaster's still the actual leader of the Decepticons. These two show up, though, and just, like, verbally supplant him. Everyone goes with it, and poor Motormaster is just like, it's like Serpentor all over again, right? These two don't know what they're doing, though. These two edgelord himbos have just won you all over with pure aesthetic. I love these two thinking they're both in charge. Each one thinking the other one is the second in command and never arguing about it. They just regard each other that way. Oh, it looks, yeah. I like these two. Anyway, yeah, these toys turned out these toys turned out pretty good. These toys are all right. I guess these passed the test for my collector brain. Let me undo Evo Fusion mode. There. And it's fine. It's not like I would, like, you know, want to, like, start a fight with someone who worked on it, go like, I can't believe Evo Fusion is so stupid. It's just like it sounds like it sounds like force chip ignition type stuff. And I think I got this thing backwards again. There's like an optimal way to have this set up. Yeah, here. Where the angle doesn't like... Oh no, it's still bumping. It's still bumping. I felt like I had this set up to not bump so much. Where do you have it? I'm looking at the instructions here. Where do you have it? Okay, you've got the two prongs just hanging right off the front. Okay, never mind. Sideswipe. Okay. You are acknowledging. Yes, it is a massively unfair comparison. Compared to Kultur, if you were not able to get a hold of Kultur, I think this is a completely acceptable, in fact, very good Tarn. I think Kultur is a bit more of a substantial and satisfying piece. Kultur is also much more expensive now. Like I think that like with the current cost of Voyagers, maybe if you ignore inflation and like cross the two wires together, even then I feel like Kultur is like a double triple Kultur, or a double triple Voyager. So he should feel, double triple as substantial and satisfying. But I think this is still really good. And I would say, as far, like, perhaps where this is better than Kultur is that this is a Voyager. Unfortunately, the current economy means that me saying this is a Voyager means that it's like, 45 Canadian dollars, give or take some. So we're losing a little bit of the we win at this part of that equation. There we go. The CAD has the two tabs just hanging out over top of the fist, so I'll just put it on like that, and we're all good. Because, yeah, Kultur is beefier and bigger, and thicker in most ways. So, like, if I had to, like, choose one, then, like, yeah, I'd probably go with Kultur, but I will also, like, double stress, it's a totally unfair comparison. And there are probably, like, I haven't messed with Kultur in a hot minute. There are probably some things on this that I like a bit more if I were to, like, hold them side by side. Because Kultur is also, like, not new. Kultur is a couple years old now. Do I have third... Oh, I have Eris kicking... No. Oh, no, I do. Eris is kicking around over here. Eris, however, is in tank mode. So this will take a sec. Eris is hanging. I know you mean all caps cad, but I thought you were calling him a cad, a rascal. I am this this rapscallion over here with his double fusion cannon, this little tryhard. I'll make Eris into a biped, and then we can see the. I will say Eris is going to tower over him because Eris is enormous. But let's have a look at it anyway. When has it ever not been time to have a really big robot woman appear on stream? The answer is never. The answer is it's always time. Yeah, it's a pause. Eris is going to utterly tower over him. But you know what? That's as it should be. I have not transformed Eris in a hot minute. So I gotta make sure I get all these steps in the right order. But Eris is also one of those toys where, like, I feel like you can just figure it out as you go. Because she is just good. She is good transforming toy design. Those heels aligned. Yeah, Long River Valley. Large woman! Can Tarn wield Eris's gun? I don't think... No, Eris's gun is tab only. So there's... No, and these are pegged. These are pegged only. Are these 5 mil? I never actually checked. Kinda? Okay, so if you take one off, you can stick it on like that. Sideswipe Prime, wait, her thighs for the tank. Oh, you haven't seen Eris? Dog! Eris is good toys, yeah. She transforms by, like, rolling forward. The only big critique I have on Eris is that there's these thigh cover things back here. Hang on, where are they? Yeah, they're back here. Yeah, here. These things. These don't actually, like, lock in place, so it's really easy to knock them around like this. And I wish that they had, like, a click right there. Oh yeah, Eris is so good, in my opinion. Eris's tank turrets, tank treads, by the way, these are all hard plastic, right? So there's no rubber, it's just linked hard plastic treads, and they roll like wheels! Like, this is so good! The Eris Appreciator has entered the chat, and that Eris Appreciator is me. She also has the Optus Pex's hands, so, like, there's so much going on with Eris. I want to make sure you can see this process, too, though. Because, like, so it has storytelling to it, because she's a tank, right? Then the legs erupt up out of the turret, she flips forward, lands like this, and then let me get the bits lined up here. Yeah. I'm getting so excited, I'm forgetting how this works. Get this backwards or forwards? Yeah, here we go. Also, her mask kind of falls off easily, because it's kind of friction gripping into some cheekbone area. I wish there was a magnet involved. Side effect of excitement, memory loss. You're correct, Cheesier. So, like, she rises up like this, and let me just get the hands into position, because you could just see the friggin' stock footage, right? Of, like, the arms forming out. Oh, I popped her thumb off. I popped her thumb off. I popped her thumb off. Hang on. Ugh, where'd it go? Yeah. I got too excited. I'm not gonna say it. I was about to say I got too excited. I prematurely popped a finger off. Luckily, I never said that. Because that would have been real immature to say. There we go. So, let me get the hands into position. Let me get the hands into position. Like, look at this! You can see the speed lines behind her! And then, like, the backpack just, like, friggin' forms up. Where's the... There's like a whole trick to this. I always forget about it, because who cares? I want to get robot mode together. The reason she lives in tank mode is because her tank mode is so much smaller than her robot mode. It's also better dust protection. Oh yeah, check this out. There's these little locks down here that you unfold to unlock her entire, like, waist articulation. I gotta loosen a screw on this, because this joint's always intense to work with. Get that cannon on. Move my chair forward again. So what's a good pose for the... Oh, I forgot to lock the forearm together. There we go. We can just do we can do the oh, what's it called? What's it called? Giant massive profits. Anyway, he's a friggin' very small boy next to Eris. Eris is just like, what's this? What's this little thing? What's this tiny man? This little guy's like, oh, I'm torn. I'm torn. The Decepticon Justice Division. Eris is like, what do I do with this? What do I make? Whose is this? Who left this here? Oh, can we see her real face? People said she's a reference to Leozak's sister. That is true. In Mastermind Creations fiction, Eris is able to chameleonically take on the powers and abilities of any other robot. So in this case, she's taken on Kultor's powers and abilities. So ostensibly, they could do Eris's of other characters, and it would still be all the same character using her superpowers to, like, take on their abilities. Short King. Yeah, so with them doing like an Armada Megatron one, the lore is that that they established for her is that she can basically, like, whoever their Armada Megatron XP is, she would scan him and take on his powers. Yeah, it's real, like, the part where she's Leozak's sister is, like, it's there, but it's not important. It's very subtle. In fact, I would say that without the Tarn face mask, I know that there are, like, details here and there, but, like, the Tarn part of this figure is the least important part, in my opinion. She's also just a giant woman transforming robot who does a really good job of becoming a tank. Or was it Deathsaurus' wife? I forget. It's one of them. It's one of them. From the 2.5 comic pages they were on. She kind of has forehead eyes. You got to see it in the right light. They're kind of there, like up above the brow line, or you can also say over here, like the cat ears. So the stuff is kind of there. It's just like, it's kind of there enough to not even see it. Also, yeah, I think that we're mixing up Esmerelle and Lyzak because it's really easy to mix up Esmerelle and Lyzak, I think. I mean, I know one of them is literally called Lyzak, but, like, their concepts, they are from the very end of a manga that very few people have read. How are the hips? They look weird and too low in photos. I think they're fine. The hips have a whole T-joint they can move on. So you can have them, like, really thin and in here if you want. You can have them out a little bit. I can make that look a little bit less funny, but, like, you know, kind of out like that. When they move forward, there's a whole lot of hingery that's very smooth motion. This is what I mean about this telescoping cover bit, though. It's really easy to, like, bump that back out of the way. So you can have the leg, like, swing forward like that pretty easily without having to, like, rearrange a ton of stuff. You don't have to think about rearranging stuff. It just kind of happens. Also, yeah, the manga is easier to get now than before. But yeah, I am an Eris fan. The Eris transformation is, I just think, so cool. And the bit I popped off on here, just to explain the mechanics, this is a plate here. The way that the outward finger motion works is that they're a disc with a peg on either side, so they're pegged into the knuckle, and they're pegged in visibly to this palm plate, and I knocked I didn't knock the palm plate off. I accidentally pulled the palm plate off, trying to get the pose done in my excitement. So, you know, act with control. Don't get overexcited handling your posable robot hands. She's also got like a hinge here, so she can do the Gaugygar thing. This is basically taking like a lot of the best parts of the Soul of Chogokin Gaugygar hand design. My one and only thing is I wish that the fingers were different lengths. I know that that probably massively ups the production cost, but like the DNA Designs Menasor kit, I watched a video about it, and that one, like the hands are good, but then when the fingers are all the same size, it just loses something for me. I really wish there was a cost-effective way to have, like, human finger-hand proportions on those things. And you got me messing around with the heels some more to get my balance all nice and perfect. Never get too cheesier. Never get too excited when dealing with large women. You gotta have control. You gotta have control. Large men, don't worry about it. We're fine. But yeah, all that said, I like this Tarn figure quite a bit. I like the Leo Convoy a lot, though. Holy moly. I like Tarn, I think, a little bit more, but Leo Convoy's transformation, so slick. That was good stuff. When I think about Transformers, like, a really good transformation is a third pillar with a robot mode and an alt mode. So, even though I think the robot modes, you know, sallied with this Leo Convoy evergreen nonsense, and the lion mode is kind of like a funny looking lion statue that can do some awkward poses that are pretty funny. The transformation being so good is such an elevation on this figure for me than what I was expecting. Like, oh my god. And then yeah, Tarn over here is very action figure forward facing. Like that, the robot mode is very much a feature. But it feels really good. I like that it does the trick here, so you don't have to worry about skirts. The single hinge on the knee, if you don't involve the double knee, you just keep it to the single hinge. That's still a really deep and natural looking. I just noticed the friggin' foot can go forward. That's, oh my god. That's full featured ankles. So I am hard digging Tarn as well. I'm fine with the head sculpt just being a single piece, because, I mean, it's allowing it to just do this. I think that a mask part could have been a little bit overly fiddly at this scale, or it would have left, like, either a very large peg or hole on the unmasked face. That's something that I would want to see, like, an add-on company do, where, like, there's an inset magnet or something. Robot Lorekeeper, this is an evil stream. What I'll say is that Tarn is wave 1, so, like, don't rush. In fact, if you wait until, like, end of year, you could probably get Tarn for, like, 25 to 40% off pretty easily, given that he's wave 1. I got nothing to back that up other than, like, intuition. I don't know why my glasses are coming down like this. It's so I can do this. Intuition. Yeah, or like Eris, the mask is just really easy to pop off. And yeah, Tarn's unmasked face is like, it's part of his character, but it is unremarkable on a toy level. Like you wouldn't have the mask coming off to look at Tarn's face as much as you would have the mask come off to do a pose where he's taking the mask off or is about to put it back on, and like that's cool, but it's not a mission critical thing for a Tarn, in my opinion. Especially like as we hopefully are moving towards a scenario of Tarn just being like a thing that's in Transformers. It then doesn't always have to be like, you know, Tarn formerly spoiler. It's such an old spoiler, but I don't want to say it. Tarn formerly resembling Roller a lot. Oh, those were some times, weren't they? I'm a take a sip while I'm here. Shadow Scribe, they have Tarn, the good budget. Yeah, Tarn got some love and care put into him. I really like that these treads are actual treads on the vehicle mode too. I thought that those might just kind of get left behind inside the superstructure. And yeah, you could easily use this as Cyberverse Tarn. Like, you know, aesthetically, oh, maybe just like, you know, a little something here and there. Aesthetically, to me, it's mostly that, like, in Cyberverse, everyone had really, really gorgeous biolights going on. So that's not, you know, that's not present here. But you could probably fit this in with Cyber. I don't have any Cyberverse stuff nearby, do I? No, I only got one. As a Build-A-Figure, he always ends up on a bookshelf next to me, but we can put this little guy here with the perfect Decepticon. Labyrinth, do you think Kultor existing made them try harder with Tarn? I don't really think so. Because Tarn inherently was going to be more affordable. So if someone was gonna put down the cash for Kultor, they probably were going to anyway. Like, I don't feel like it was really like, oh, we gotta outdo Kultor, because, like, literally they couldn't. Like, without Tarn being, like, leader class. And even then, it's just such different... It's such different goals from the very ground level. You already have Cyberverse on camera. Where? Who's hiding? Anyway, yeah, there's your Cyberverse group shot. I think that Build-A-Figure is also, like, shorter than a lot of other Cyberverse toys, if I remember right. So this is probably not really informing much, but... Purple tank guy in the middle. Oh, you're... I get it. I get it. Well, Repugnus isn't in the shot. He's back up there on top of my messy file box. I mean, I can pull Repugnus down. Yeah, as a Kultor respecter, I think that Voyager Tarn is really good and worth picking up if you have Kultor already. There are still so precious few Tarn toys. Like, you can still have every Tarn and have them all fit on one bookshelf. It's alright, I understand now. Unfortunately, Repugnus can only really pose his arms, so I can't do a lot here to... He just got not Kultor, got Tarn flexing on the poor one-step changer. Let me pull this light away a little bit. There we go. But yeah, this does also mean I'm Tarn complete again. I need to whenever it comes out, I need to track down the Super 7 Tarn. His posability is repugnant. To be fair, this is one of the most posable one-step changers because he basically has ball socket shoulders and ball socket elbows. So, like, if they had been able to... And you probably could just do it with, like, a hobby saw and some gunpla parts. If this guy had a neck joint, he would be the king of one-step changers. Yeah, this is my Tarn Shrine, giant Detolf with one toy. But no, I have the Kuro Karakuri, and I have the Voyager. I gotta get the Super 7. And then I'll be official Tarn complete. As far as unofficial Tarns, I still don't have the Iron Factory one. I would like to correct that this year, if possible, but... Ugh. Hopefully I can do that affordably. Because I missed the original window on that Tarn, and then, like, the Iron Factory DJD became so complicated to get a hold of. The Kuro Karakuri, I think, is really, really good. It's basically metal build Tarn. It's chemical attack Tarn. I love it. He doesn't have alternate hands. He just has posable hands, if I recall correctly. He's in a glass case I can't get at easily. But I like the Kurokawa Kuri one quite a bit. Yeah, can't wait to get Super 7 Tarn in 2025. Hey, you know what, though? Tarn being late wave, right? Later wave ultimates, maybe he'll have articulation design, and so that could be kind of cool. Maybe. Yeah, I got confused with the Tarn-colored redeco stuff. So it's like, there is the Iron Factory DJD, and then there is reissue Tarn without the combiner bits, and then there's reissue Tarn with the combiner bits that are relevant to him, and then there's the big guys recolored in Tarn colors, and then there's the two little guys in the 2-pack that's just the same as it always was, if I understood it correctly. Do I count Eris as a Tarn? Yeah, if I'm going to go into, like, the unofficial Tarns, she's, you know, begrudgingly, she's in a Tarn shelf, I guess, but I would much rather just have an Eris shelf eventually. Yeah, like, Bonsaitron is, like, okay, it's just, like, telescoping joints. I mean, maybe not literally, but my understanding was Bebop and/or Rocksteady from Super 7 Ultimates solved some of the problems on, like, Bonsaitron. And so I just assumed that, like, oh yeah, you'll carry that over, but, like, no, they have a different approach to things, and it's fine. Super 7's different approach is also very intentional and I guess kind of aggressively messaged, but in a way that I can respect. I don't think they're trying to pull wool over anyone's eyes, is how I feel. So she's part of the Tarn Nation. Melting into a puddle of spiders. I'm sorry. I gotta reform. That was a lot. That was a lot to deal with. The thing I'm also bummed out about is Super 7, like, they did 2 Action Masters in their action figure line, and now they're, like, doing other things, and I'm like, dog, more Action Masters! They fit! Yeah, the super cyborg stuff. Okay, here's how I'll put it. I don't think they're doing a markup that's unjustifiable on releases like that, because having seen stuff like that in person, the paintwork is immaculately applied for what they're doing. So I don't think they're, like, aggressively overcharging on them, but they're making a product that costs a lot, and I feel like could be messaged a bit more intensely about, like, what it's supposed to be doing, I guess. I'm catching up on chat. This went faster than I thought. Just killed. Yeah, they specifically did Action Masters with the logo, and, like, it was, like, I consider the 2 the 2 I got were the 2 Action Masters. And I consider them to be part of Legacy, like their Action Master universe, Bonsaitron and Bombshell. They fit, in my opinion. Oh, I didn't do any Spreem talk. Other people are doing Spreem talk. Now, certainly I would like to have a modern Spreem toy. Not sure what it says when the best red figures are kind of better than the worst Super 7 figures. I will say Red wasn't there until, like, really suddenly getting right on the level with Galvatron and Shockwave. Those two were really surprisingly good. I missed something in here. Turn off was the price. Oh, do you mean how are the Super 7 ones? I think Bonsaitron, like, a lot of people like Bonsaitron. I like Bonsaitron. I think of all the people who like Super 7 Bonsaitron, I like him the least. The people I've read who like him, but the general vibe when you're part of the Bonsai Nation is boy, this toy is kind of okay, and like ways that I thought it was going to be bad weren't there. It's the best way I can put it. But yeah, Red, Shockwave, and Galvatron super surprised me. They were so cool. And they came out like right under the radar. I want to review those still. I gotta review those. I only have 3 red figures. I got Megatron, Galvatron, and Shockwave. I gotta do reviews of those. Because the Megatron was good, and I think that the line went like straight downhill from what I saw after Megatron, even within his own wave. The Megatron, like the head sculpt on Red G1 Megatron is so good. But then Galvatron and Shockwave just super. They were super solid, like Hasbro 6-inch action figures. What are your thoughts on KC God of Flame, not G1? So is God of Flame the one by the company who have the Robotech license? So it's a Robotech toy that's like a sort of technically licensed Robotech toy in a sort of slightly unlicensed God of Flame color. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Is that correct? Yeah. I don't know, because I was curious about it, and then I saw a bunch of people who bought the Robotech toy say it's terrible, so I just ignored it. I know 1 or 2 folks through Discord channels that did get God of Flame who seemed satisfied with it for the most part. My understanding is that like the base Robotech toy that it is a recolor of has issues, but I haven't got any hands-on time with them. I sort of ignored it when I heard it had issues. What are your thoughts on Night Countess? Who's that? That sounds familiar, but I forgot who Night Countess is. I feel so bad, because in the early 2010s, I was right there with every silly third-party name, and now I've lost track of so many. Ah! Okay, that Arachnid. That thing looked cool. Oh, APC Toys. Right. They're the ones who did the big Soundwave that I wanted to pick up sometime. The upscale, slightly improved Soundwave. Yeah, everything I saw of that looks really cool. I don't know where I can fit it in. I'd like to pick it up sometime. Or just be given it, I should say. I'm always happy to just be given toys. Oh, wait, Techno, you've got... What are you talking about? I have lost track of the chat again! Oh, Arachnid. Okay. So she's out! Okay. Sad to report, Minor Edgar sad to report, she inherits the limited shoulders from the Prime Deluxe. Oof. Decent mainline figure from 3 years ago. Okay, so I missed that she's already out. Okay, so she transforms better than the official one, but feels scary to play with. It's not bad plastic, just light plastic. Okay. Truth be told, that's all kind of stuff that would make me shunt her farther and farther down a priority list, but maybe sometime. If she's still sticking around, you know, whenever I'm just like looking around and I'm feeling like primey, maybe, but... Oh, okay, Techno. When I got mine, I was warned by the seller. The toy is in the box despite how light it feels. Okay, and they did a Megatron thing. I only ever saw, like, the preview imagery of the Soundwave they did, and then I meant to pick it up, and I never did. Other stuff took my interest. If you like Legacy Prime RC, you'll like Countess. Okay. Alright. But does she have that inner robustness of Legacy Prime RC that I suspect a lot of people don't agree with me about? Okay, they did like every Prime character. Alright. Because I specifically, the part where it's like she feels scary to mess around with is like a very specific off-putting factor for me, because I don't like feeling worried when I'm messing with figures, especially when they're expensive. Which is a very, I absolutely will admit, it's a very thin line I walk of like wanting expensive figures that I also feel confident to mess around with. So like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of stuff that inherently just doesn't fit that description. But I should look into video coverage of her, because it must be out there if she's already out. So I can listen to the plastic noises in someone's video. Because my higher priorities are the Ocular Max Protectabots. Now that there's 2 of them out there, I would really like to start picking those up. The all built-ins. Because it sounds like as individual toys, they're also really solid. Gotta do the pen test on her. Oh, jeez. I was curious if anyone was going to ask about the pen test. The cultural damage that's been done. Labyrinth, there's an emoji! You can see this, right? You can see this in the VOD. But yeah, that's what I was doing. The power drill test. I can do the X-Acto knife test. Whoop, whoop, whoop! I gotta stop doing that. The cap fell off the knife, and I was holding it upside down. That could have been a disaster. V-Rider, I really wanted to gaslight you and say what emoji. I'm just seeing dabs everywhere. Oh, I wish I could have afforded... I couldn't afford the G2 Bruticus. When I say couldn't afford, like, something I try to make clear when I talk about that stuff is this, like... It's like, in a vacuum, yes, I probably could have figured out how to afford it. However, when I say I can't afford, it's like, in the realm of all the things I'd love to own, where I can't own all of them, it doesn't fit into the bubble. The Legacy Evolution animated Prowl, I think looks really cool. I like the design talk on Instagram about it. Yeah, I like the line it's writing. I know there are it's writing lines in a way that will simply not work for everyone. But I really like the decisions made on that one. Specifically, in the way it is leaning into the much slighter G1 Prowl stuff that was existing on original animated Prowl. I don't think it's meant to be a Prowl on an animated shelf, and so, like, in that realm of critique, absolutely, it does not hit that. Oh yeah, I saw, like, the gaps thing. I need to see it not on a white backdrop, because I think in person I'm not going to notice the gaps as much, if at all. What are your thoughts on Wave 2 Legacy Evolution? I'm going to forget who's in Wave 2. I think Shrapnel's interesting, although I will say Shrapnel has not made me think, damn, I better go get Kickback, because I still haven't bought Kickback. Not because I think they look bad, it's just I think they'd look very skippable at $35 for a deluxe in Canada, which is the cost of deluxes in Canada. Like, I'm still waiting on picking up, what's his name? Crankcase as well, but the red Target Master Autobot who ships with Crankcase, his name was Point Blank. Because I'd like to pick him up, even though I know there's lots of things about him people don't like. Someday I'm hoping to grab the non-F parts for Point Blank, which seem like they're pretty cool. Do I think there's going to be a Power Links colored Armada Prime? I think if they do Armada Prime and he's not a commander or leader, then maybe. But if he is a commander or leader, I would not hold my breath for Power Links colors officially. I think they might happen sometime. But if he's a commander or leader, maybe as a leader he might, but I feel like we don't even really get leader recolors that much. I'm still kind of amazed that according to the leak list, they're doing Leo Prime over here in the Galva colors, like, if I understood that, or in the Nemesis colors. It just feels like the way that Transformers happens right now has moved away from everyone getting a redeco and more into everyone getting, like, pre-tooling of sorts. Yeah, it would be weird if they ended up not doing him with the trailer, but I really could see it happening where he just... I could see it happening where he just comes out as a Voyager with, like, connection points just left behind. But that said, maybe he's just straight up going to be a commander with the trailer. Yeah, Black Zarak is also, like, he comes with retool parts involved. I still want to pick up Black Zarak. I can't! There's still a few Black Zaraks floating around at GameStops, and, like, boy howdy do I want him, but, like, every time I like, go, like, I should just pick him up, I'm like, I can't just drop that on a toy, though. That is not maximizing the use of my fun money. That is technically money I could be turning into more adult things, but I won't, so we'll just say my fun money. He is fairly decently discounted, too, yes! But that still makes him, like, 170 plus tax. So, like, I can't just throw down slightly under $200 on something like that. If I ever could catch him at, like, something ridiculous like $99 in person with no shipping, then hell yeah. But at nigh 200, it still is like, and like Legacy Metroplex is in that realm too. Like I can't even consider picking it up right now. I don't feel attached to the DNA design kit. Like, it looks good, but, like, it's not something I consider, like, necessary, having gotten a hold of Scorponok. Oh, yeah, Prime Skyquake is, yeah. Skyquake Dreadwing are gonna bring leader repaints back into fashion, baby. Oh, the current confirmation, but not because it's from leakers, is Armada Prime as a commander and has all the stuff. Okay. It seems reasonable, because, Motormaster and Rodimus Prime, both commanders with trailers. Motormaster has a super mode if you just combine them with the trailer and leave the Motormaster head on in place. So the precedent in the structure exists. Chris, your mom spotted X-Pants at Winners for $18? I would do that! I still want to get X-Pants and Maverick, I just don't want to pay real money for them. I would pay $18 for X-Pants. Holy... I need to go check, like, Toronto Winners'. I would totally do $18 X-Pants. Hell yeah! I gotta get my headcanon Transformers Collaborative Squad together now that whole thing seems to have, like, shifted in the direction of, like, Megatron as a HISS tank. Whenever I go to Winners, though, I never see toys I'm looking for. Like, all the Winners I go to, it's everything but the cool stuff people find. The last cool thing I found at a Winners in Canada was the Mum Ride, the Mum Raw car from, like, 2010's Thundercats. Legacy Armada Jetfire Pants and Armada Overload. If they did them, that'd be cool. I suspect they'll have, like, the structure in place. If Armada Prime has a trailer to connect to, the structure will exist if they want to eventually do a Jetfire. Yeah, oh boy, I would really like $18 X-Pants. Oh, I would really like that. I hope I can find that. Chris Muse, if you're coming to TFCon Toronto and you see that, until I find one, you got someone who's totally up to proxy buy it off you.
Whatever happened to Maverick going on sale, though? How's Maverick had 2 different production runs and I never see him on sale? Damn it. Give me my sub $40 Maverick. I bought all the other ones. I bought, what's his name? I bought Dracutron. I'm getting his name wrong. His name's super straightforward. I'm getting it wrong. Maverick's on sale in Ireland. If only travel didn't cost money. I never got in on sub 40 Maverick. Damn it, Draculus. I did everything except the right one. Sadness. I also, now that they're doing that Origins Jazz, I gotta go find an Origins Bumblebee. I've only ever seen Origins Bumblebee at full retail. At Canadian Toys R Us. Where full retail sucks. So I want to try to find one, but I never want to pay more than a certain amount for him. I gotta get my Autobots who turn into funny shapes that are kind of like shoes collection going. Now that they're actually doing it. Yeah, he's X-Pants. He's X-Pants. I'm saying it right. I realized that I was just yelling X-Pants over and over again with no context. I figured we were all in the know. That we were all pshing on X-Pants. Snicked. I punched the camera, but it was worth it. Everyone here is cool. That's right. I've gone feral. Man, I want to find cheap... I like finding cheap toys. Finding cheap toys is the best. Also, this is a slight side tangent. Should I... Hang on. I'm just talking now. We're gonna go, hey! Slight side tangent. Everyone's all like, oh, packaging refresh. Ah! Yo. Give me packaging refresh. Because it sounds like in Evolution we're getting packaging refresh Transmetal Megatron and packaging refresh Tarantulas. I want Transmetal 2 Megatron. I just haven't been able to fit a leader class toy in. So if I have a whole extra line of time to get a hold of him, hell yeah. I have never seen Tarantulas anywhere. So yo, absolutely selfishly, I'm all down for packaging refresh Tarantulas. Let's go. Yeah. Chris Muse, a year ago I found Combiner Wars Devastator for $20. That is your greatest achievement. That's legendary. That's modern mythology. I mean, I don't think packaging refreshes have been like a wholesale, everyone hates it. I always see packaging refreshes go like, oh, I can't believe it's not another new toy, and I'm like, yo, get it, but like, please though. Some of the packaging refreshes, after doing Wheeljack twice, it feels like they've figured out who to packaging refresh, which is like the stuff that me, Vangelist from the internet, wants. So just keep doing the ones I haven't picked up yet, so that I can drag feet and take my time buying things, and we're all good with it. Just cater to me. Cater to me. I think if Cheetor's head tab thing were to be altered, it would mostly just be to cut the tab off at the factory. It just feels like it's not supposed to be there. Mimicry, wish Siege Optimus got a refresh, still never saw him in stores. Dang! Because Siege Optimus, technically, Siege Optimus came out once, but Siege Optimus got, he got store-exclusive redeco love here and there, but that doesn't help if you don't have those stores, that doesn't help. He got that cell-animated version. That thing was freaking cool. I got that as a complimentary influencer thing, if I recall correctly, so, like, I can't even really say that helped anyone. What do you think of the movie toys so far? If you mean the Rise of the Beast movie toys, I think they look pretty cool. I haven't watched any of the videos of them, so I've also been very bad at keeping track of what is mainline and what is studio series. But so far they've all seemed fine. Like, it seems like a fun line. I got an email that seemed like maybe it was worded more so for retailers, but it mentioned in this thing of stuff that is being made, some of the things that were listed were the Rise of the Beast mainline things, and so I very professionally and casually went like, oh yeah, my organization would be interested in samples of those for coverage and review if possible. So hey, hopefully I get sent transforming Optimus Primal masks. We'll see. Probably not, but but it would be pretty cool. But yeah, like generally, nothing in that toy line is making me go like, I can't believe they did this. Like, it generally seems pretty cool. Oh, are the mainline ones going to be more expensive than Studio Series? I didn't keep track of any price point stuff. Granted, I'm in Canada. I don't know how that stuff's going to play out. Yeah, I'm a hustle. I don't get anything. I mean, I don't get much. Primarily, my review sample game right now is 3-0 sends me every Iron Man for some reason. Which I need to get caught up on doing videos of. I have a whole gag for those I think I've talked about before that I need to set up now that I actually reviewed one. Now, they also send the MDLX stuff, which is really nice. Oh, the mainline stuff is the same price as Earthspark, about $5 less than the Legacy. Yeah, the Earthspark's, like... Warrior Class is just weird, because Warrior Class is, like, slightly cheaper than current Deluxes, meaning it's the same price as Deluxes a couple years ago, meaning it's the same price as Voyagers a couple more years ago, and then also it's, like, Deluxe minus, and then there's Deluxes as well. Yeah, it's weird to think about as far as, like, the, direct comparison bang for your buck conversation. Generally, it's kind of like, just, it's all fun stuff, so if you can afford just grabbing one now and then hey. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they actually are even looking at the coverage I do of the 3-0 things. Because I like a lot, part of the reason I don't mind getting those things for review is I really like the core, design intent of DLX, which to this day feels like, let's make a good playable toy that also looks like Metal Build, but you can mess with it confidently. That's what I like so much about DLX stuff, is I don't really feel like scared messing with it for the most part. There are times where it comes very close, depending on the design, but then after messing with it for an evening, I get comfortable with where the parts are, and I just never feel like, oh, I gotta be careful, or this will snap apart like glass in my hands, kind of thing. Mimicry. Earthspark Deluxes are 39 versus Studio Series 29 down here for some reason. That's messed up. The Tacticon finger puppets, Griffman, are in the realm of, if they actually do respond positively and send review samples, I might get review sample Tacticons, in which case I am going to make 80% of the video about whatever kind of hashtag for review or whatever paperwork they send with them, if they do. I have a whole plan in mind for the Tacticons. I want to make the Tacticons a review of a toy that's bolted on the end of a video about paperwork. I think that'd be very fun. Which is also, I mean, given my eagerness to, like, make fun of paperwork, that is also a reason why maybe people don't send things that involve paperwork. Because I'm like, no, I want to feature your, whatever, I forgot what organization in the States requires you to say that you received it for free and that they invent, like, hashtags to go with it and whatnot. But, I have reviews I still haven't done where when I filmed the packaging, there's some Earthrise stuff that came with a big Hasbro letter. And so I have the Hasbro letter in the background of the packaging shots, partly because I think it's funny, but partly also so I remember which ones were the ones I got for review purposes. It's all part of the plan. Goose, sub from New Zealand. Hell yeah. We haven't had any new official stuff since Wave 1 Legacy. Hell boo. Many condolences. We got strong New Zealand representation in the current form of the Transformers TCG community-led stuff. That's not really relevant to your situation, but it's the connective tissue in my brain. Azrak, just watched your MMC Hearts of Steel Shockwave review earlier. It's crazy how much the landscape has changed in the last 10 years. Yeah! Yeah! It's crazy that was, like, in the span of being in the last 10 years, too. Don't like time. Could do with less time. Time happens too much. For Springen, that's going to be either the FCC or FTC, probably. I think it's FTC. It's all because of the video games people with the Xbox telling them, don't tell anyone you got it for free, and also say nice things. That whole influencer spiel. We, the toy folks, get the trickle down. Where we're just like, okay, we'll say it's free. Are you planning on picking up Dead Space Remake? Oh my god, I'm on fire. Yes, I really want to. I just don't want to buy it at $80. I'm going to wait for a sale. Because digital games, hey, they do that. I'm not hurting for games. I don't even play my video games as much these days. But when I do, I have so much Hitman still. I just started freelancer mode. It's so good. I'm hyped to do some Extra Life Hitman streaming over the course of the year. Now that I've got gotten a hang of what freelancer mode is. Oh yeah, no, discourse alert. No, the only thing we say about Hogwarts Legacy is we don't talk about it because I don't care about. I don't like that stuff, and I super don't like the person who most directly profits from the success of it. So like, no, I'm not going to spend money on that stuff. We already got to deal with in Toronto. They have a stage play from that nonsense with banners flying around all over the place, and it's been like that since before the pandemic started. And I'm like, come on, cut it out. Get another stage play. It's been years. Anyway, also, like, in the chat, like, don't be screwed up and weird about it. Like, just leave it alone. I talked about the discourse. It's different. I didn't talk about the part where the game looks like it's a kind of cruddy B-tier looter shooter, which I, heard third hand from. I'm not talking about that part. I would also just like to see a different musical downtown, please. I'm tired of walking by those stupid banners every time I go to GameStop. The Lightning Collection controversy. I think it sucks that Power Ranger fans started off this whole thing with like, finally, we've gotten away from Bandai, and then like it didn't turn out to be like the super cheery, it's going to be the next Transformers thing. I think mostly it's just like it's vaguely damning of the windowless boxes, and the less so the windowless boxes and more so the lack of I've gone on about this before, the lack of a proper direct parts replacement thing. They gotta get those logistics sorted out, please. Like, that's the only thing I'd ever harp on Hasbro Corporation for, as far as like what I want them to give me, is like, please pay for the extra bodies and the logistics to create a parts replacement system for your product lines, especially as more of them tread towards kidult collectible. Please do that. Because the reason why a lot of that stuff isn't there, in my opinion, is not because the corporation is incapable of doing it. It's because the corporation does not have the paid human bodies to run the logistics of such a thing. Therefore, it can't even get off the ground for the most part. And the more that Hasbro has to trend towards collectible items, I feel the more it behooves them to sort out a direct parts replacement system. Even if it is slow, at least let it be there in a trackable, messaged form with tickets. Yeah, they're too busy making the manpower problem even worse. Oops. Oh yeah, yeah, and Griffman, like he's getting away from Bandai of America specifically. I meant to imply that. Maybe they need to help. Yeah, yeah. Wave sign. They need to include a phygital element to their kidult collectibles, and construction figures. But yeah, it's kind of like my thing about how with Masterpiece, I've been very hard on the written instructions for Masterpiece toys because they are expensive adult collectibles, and as Transformers moves more towards that direction, and as you know, in the case of their 6-inch lines, as they go towards windowless boxes, they got to figure out something to fully transition in that direction, because I think that there's a limited lifespan on having stuff that is for kids, but also for collectors. But also, if something's wrong, then screw you. Go talk to the retailer. Eventually, that gradient gets so fuzzy that it pulls apart like taffy. So I that is the one thing I would really like from the corporate side of Hasbro, for my stuff. Obviously, from the corporate side of Hasbro, I would just like better treatment of a whole lot of things, of workers, a less cynical line goes up approach towards the properties they own, etc., etc. But that's more in fantasy land as far as like what might actually ever happen. And yeah, Fidgetal does imply nufties. I say Fidgetal fully ironically whenever I say it. Once upon a time, Fidgetal meant Skylanders, and it was so fun. Once upon a time, Fidgetal was Skylanders, it was Kamen Rider Wizard rings, it was you put the toy on a thing, and the game knows what the toy is, and a light turns on, and isn't that cool? Back in my... G1 Fidgetal, the good Fidgetal, that was the... Anyway. The only thing I have to say about Dungeons & Dragons is I almost bought a Dice Ling to get free shipping, and then I didn't, because Dead End came in stock instead. And that was another stream I did. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I gotta get caught up putting chapter markings in the streams. I still gotta chapter mark the last Extra Life 2022 stream so that it's easier to find and move around, like the karaoke bit and the script reading bit. I need to do that after I finish some more work. Oh, yeah, the Shinkocho Seiho SH Fig Arts Kamen Rider 5's pre-orders that hypothetically existed. I was made aware of that. Apparently the Big Bad Toy Store one was up for like 16 seconds or something. Yeah, Jacob L. Pulse technically ships to Canada. I feel like basically here's what I think the long answer is. Looking at Hasbro Pulse and looking at Renegades, Renegade Games' own storefront, the Canada shipping has been solved. It is simply expensive. Get that the grimace emoji in there. Basically, like, what they need to do with Pulse is set up a Canadian warehouse, please. Because there is no cheap shipping from America to Canada anymore. That just doesn't exist. Which is a bummer. Okay, Verspringen, I'm kind of just... I'm working off what I heard, like, third hand, that the Big Bad Toy Store pre-order, like, went really fast. Yo, we Canadians get Galaxy Shuttle? Eh. At Walmart, I guess? I think that, like, shipping is always going to be expensive for single figures. It just would be so nice if there was a Canada-side warehouse so that, like, shipping a wave would feel like I'm saving anything. I'm shrugging a lot. It's because I want things to be better for everyone. and mostly for me. But I'm part of everyone, so, you know, by proxy, if things are better for me, then they're better for at least a bunch of people. Yeah, Canadian shipping from America to Canada has gotten to the point where if you're just a person shipping something that's a physical object, it's probably going to cost you somewhere between like $20 to $40. It's my understanding, and it just seems to be an across-the-board logistics failure that has set in over the last 3 years. It's a bummer. Take it easy, Vicente and Hartono. Oh, there's new news on TFW? Let me go take a look. I can do that. My keyboard is behind all the toys that I was playing with. That's a very kidult problem that I'm having right now. I'm starting to warm up to kidult. At least kidult doesn't sound like a body function. It sounds like a real word. I was yelling about this on Discord, but with threep sounds like a digestive noise. All right, what's the news on Tfua? Oh, updated leak lines. Let's see. Deluxe this guy, Voyager that lady. Generation Selects Deluxe those guys. FanFest thing. The leaked redeco we knew about. A jungle mission pack. Oh, that answers a question I had. Okay. Yeah, I mean, one of those is new news to me. I hiccuped. Il Neige! What up? We already ripped the toys open. I'm just talking about Transformers now. As one does. And the culture, as one does. Yeah, so, okay, I'll say names. Hey, leak spoilers coming up. I'm gonna say leak toy names. I feel like I still have to do that. So, yeah, TriggerCon Windsweeper, I guess, is a needle nose pre-tool. Antagony, I figured, was gonna happen in Generation Selects. It would be cool if she had, like, retooled bits. I think that would be cool, but I'm not gonna expect it. And yeah, the Jungle Pack, I figured when they said that things were kind of, or they said, when it seemed implied things were kind of murky on some of the mainline Rise of the Beast stuff, I figured anything that gets lost in the cracks will just find its way to Buzzworthy Bumblebee, as is the way of the world. So if the Jungle Pack is where one of those Cheetors ends up, then hey. Oh yeah, Il Neige, Antagony is a BotCon character. She's Inferno the Fire Ant, but in black and purple. And renamed to Antagony, because she's the aunt of agony. Oh yeah, Windsweeper should come with regular guns. If he's anything like Crankcase, they'll probably have some kind of retooling to resemble the TriggerCon cannons that would flip out. So you know, the precedent exists. The sad part about Buzzworthy Bumblebee in Canada is that it's Toys R Us exclusive, so it is A, ridiculously overpriced because it's at Toys R Us, and B, Toys R Us might not exist in another year because they seem to be rapidly disintegrating into dust and spider webs. So, who knows? Cataclysm was the Black Cat, who is the Cataclysm, was the BotCon Red Herring character who I believe never ended up getting a toy. Cataclysm was a red herring where the big reveal was he's actually Ape Link. That was, I believe, that was 2000, right? That was the first BotCon I ever went to. And I had not kept up at all with the BotCon Usenet discourse. So when they were like, it's a red herring, I was like, I don't even know who Cataclysm is! Ape Link is neat, because I never got Transmetal Optimus. I do have CAT Scan with the fancy glow-in-the-dark box. CAT Scan was neat. Yeah, GameStop is not, like, thriving in Canada. It's just, like, Toys R Us is literally a disaster. It's a catastrophe. It's an catastrophe. We're doing words. Yeah, CAT scan was a good name for a medic that turns into a mechanical cheetah. This is good stuff. Yeah, those are some of the I'm looking at a printer right now. I don't know why I'm looking up here. That's some of the Transformers updates, I guess. Let me see what else was in the news. I'm not going to bring up news on screen. I don't need to. That came off weird. I don't need to. Yeah, the Jazz who turns into a shoe looks cool. There's another leader class Dinobot, which I think everyone already expected. Rise of the Beast Rhinox is very brown because he's Rhino colors. Yeah, I haven't kept up with a ton of that stuff. I mostly just keep up with things that spark inspiration in my mind. Jacob L. I have not had... Well, no. I have had one Canadian GameStop shipping thing. I pre-ordered Earthrise Sunstreaker, and I think the order is still open. That one never went anywhere. But Canadian GameStop, I've never really had problems with them not shipping stuff whenever I order things. Fossilizer Thagomizer. Oh, yeah. Fossilizer Thagomizer exists in our hearts and our minds. And that means someday we can manifest Fossilizer Thagomizer into reality. I got Sunstreaker because Sunstreaker was in the Earthrise Influencer Wave 3 box that got sent out way back. That is, in fact, the only reason I think I ever even saw Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker, and Runamuck. I never saw any of those toys on shelves. Maybe I saw Trailbreaker once. That early pandemic Transformers collecting vibe was a real thing. I never got the Alicon! I have the Quintesson Pit big box bailiff. I never saw a single one of the normal Alicon. I want two of them still. Anyone ever wants to ditch them for cheap because I don't want to pay any kind of upmarking, let me know. And also, like, in person at a TFCon, so I don't have to pay shipping. Look, I'm a cheapskate. That's how I survive. I got super chatted. I got Pez chatted. There was no message attached, but thank you very much. I'll keep an, if you want to say anything about Pez or anything else, in fact, because I know that we as humans are multifaceted beings who are more than just the sum of one of our interests. All right, there we go. We got Smile. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. I keep forgetting Super Chat is a thing that exists. Multiple months, I should say, Super Chat has been responsible for my AdSense going over the $100 thing that it needs to go over for them to actually send something to me. So Super Chats have been very cool. Technically, if I just YouTubed harder, that would probably also solve that problem. But in the meantime, Super Chats are also very cool. Yeah, I've seen Alicons floating around on Amazon Canada for $50 to $60, and sadly, I've been very tempted once or twice. I still haven't, though. That's also why if someone wanted to sell one for an upmarking, I'd be like, I could just go to Amazon and get one upmarked from a third-party seller and feel just as bad about myself. Glad to help. Thank you very much. I have not seen in person a Pez dispenser in a very long time because I have not been to a candy store in a while. I'm not going to elaborate the context of this because I suspect no one knows why I'm talking about that in regards to Mike's wonderful super chat, but we'll just leave it. I'm going to assume you all know everything about everything I've ever done. Nana, if you got an extra Alicon, at some point, if we cross paths, I will do a thing. And what I'll say is Mike is from one of my. It happened while I was doing YouTube things, but a previous iteration of myself from a really fun thing that I still think about from time to time. A fun, creative thing, which is also partly the reason why I've never been able to get into another MMO, because I played the one I wanted first, unfortunately. I just had a Shin Sector related dream the other night. It was very brief, but I know Shin Sector was a thing in it. I think I was in a Shin Sector costume. That's one of my long-term cosplay goals. If I were ever to like sit down and like figure out how to make like cosplay parts, I'd want to make a Shin Sector costume to cosplay my personal OC from a dead MMO. Because that means that I'm super obscure and razor thin on the reference line. Only the true fans. Pez is in a very weird state these days. Why you haven't seen any in a while? That explains it. 'Cause I think I still see it now and then at the like specialty, often British-oriented candy stores. The few times I peek in there. But yeah, I'm talking about City of Heroes era. Back when I did the radio show thing on the internet. I have a few full recordings of those that a friend did for a couple months. I have never listened to them because I think that it would put my brain in a weird place. But yeah, the Cape Radio. Cape Radio, still around. I'm still in the Discord. I just really am bad about checking a lot of my Discords that are not in the top, like, bunch. Anything below here, I forget, is there after a while. But Cape Radio is still chilling and thriving as far as I know. I need to check in someday. Yeah, Torch is out for City of Heroes /EM Torch. Pepsi Man was the 8 o'clock. It was the top of my third hour. Is the 8 p.m. Ritual. For a while there was some Bob's. It was Sap Time was in there as well. Yeah, City of Heroes, I always think about why City of Heroes worked for me and when other ones haven't, and I think that City of Heroes, it was just like this perfect line of open-ended fiction setting with just enough inherent jank to kind of just let you create a fuzzy image of whatever you wanted to do without the game really fighting back a whole lot. And then the fictional setting of City of Heroes and Villains involved a place called Portal Corporation, which had dimensional portals open to a bajillion funny things. Like, what if there was a universe that was entirely taken over by the Italian mafioso? Literally, that is, everyone in that universe is a mobster in a pinstripe suit and civilians. And so any wild idea you had worked in universe, because if it really was a stretch, you just go like, oh yeah, I fell through a portal. So if someone just wanted to play a high fantasy elf with a bow and arrow, you could, and if you wanted to figure out how they fit into the lore, they fell out of a portal. And you did it. That's all. It's fine. The lore was so flexible and silly that it was, you could ignore it because it would cover for everything, but then if you wanted to dig into it, I felt like you could still have some fun if you wanted to dig into it a bit for character ideas. And so yeah, like, Marvel DC ones inherently have a little bit too much, they have a few too many stones on ropes tied to you when you jump into those worlds, I think. You gotta kind of be in on being part of Marvel DC universe. Champions Online, I tried to get into. I always ended up bouncing off of it after a few hours. Because I just didn't really click with the world that was presented to me, because it was from an existing RPG thing that I never really was into. I mean, City of Heroes was based apparently on like some tabletopping that the original devs did, but it fell so far into the background immediately. It just became this weird fuzzy little world that didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it was fun in that way for me. And yeah, City of Heroes is, I should say, as someone who constantly says the Transformers TCG is not dead, City of Heroes is not dead now, because there are various operations that kept it running. I've just lost track of all of them. So I admit there's a whole lot on my shoulders. I don't remember how to log into any of them anymore. Uh, Astromotive, having watched your old reviews of Masterpiece, King X Kaiser, and Dragon Kaiser back in the day, what are your thoughts on Soul of Chogokin King X Kaiser? I think it looks pretty cool. I haven't kept up with a lot of it because, fully selfishly, I don't know when I'll ever be able to easily afford just picking up a Soul of Chogokin again. So I've slightly looked away from it because I don't want to get sad. So I should look into a little bit more. That and, like, the Gao Figar that is coming out soon. DCU Online had this weird forced origin for your character. I think I vaguely remember hearing about that. Also, I don't know if there is a Marvel one. I admit I'm kind of just making an assumption. I don't know if Marvel ever really went into the MMO space in any memorable way. Oh yeah, Soul Chogokin Leopardon, I think is kind of affordable because it also had the reissue. He's got to be careful because, like, it's breakable. I don't remember how off the top of my head, but I think there's a common break on it that I believe happened to mine. I think it's fixable if you know it's coming, but it is a really fun, just, like, solid little toy, though. Like, the part where, like, it transforms, and then it's, like, just a stompy little, like, shoot my fists classic toy, and then you can just pull the arms off and replace them with articulated arms, and it's just like it's simple. I like that functionality. I still have to build the super mini plot of it that I got, because I haven't been able to make time in my brain to want to build kits. Frosty, did I ever get into War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron multiplayer? I tried, but I was never able to stay in touch with friends off TFW at the time who were also playing it. So I think I only did for like a weekend or two. Do I think I'll get into Rise? Is Rise the new one with the really grimdark looking trailer and all the leaks of all the cutscenes? Because if it is that one, I might. If it's not expensive. I can't remember if they're doing a free-to-play model or if it's like a actual game you have to buy. But I would like to try that one out. I've already forgotten its name. Reactivation. Ah. Okay. I got that wrong. So I was thinking, yeah, I'll take a look at Reactivation. Oh, it used to be called Rise. Okay. Hey, you know what? That's on their branding. They gotta make me remember it more. They need a few more B-Max and Rachel Marketings on that team, if you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of anything else interesting going on around here. I've just been really taking a long time to do my next couple of YouTube videos because I have an actual work project going on that I've been trying to prioritize. And my apologies. That's why I also am so eager to do a stream. When I got the shipping notification on them 2 Voyagers, I was like, hell yeah, streaming time. But I gotta actually like block it into my head. I want to do a talk about Transformers news stream on the vaguely regular. So I gotta get that into my brain space. Good Smile has declared a nuclear strike on my wallet. Well, you got to set up deterrence. I don't actually know. What would a nuclear wallet deterrent be? Other than aggressively spending your own money so you can't afford to buy the things that they want to sell you. What a terrible deterrent that would be. I'm not going to be suckered in by your products, Good Smile. I'm going to blow all my money on lottery tickets and Ritz crackers. Took me a second. Can you all do a podcast live sometime? I wouldn't be opposed to it myself, but the way we do the podcast still is a bit easier for us to do it pre-record style. I also, what I would like to do, it wouldn't be really for the podcast. I would like to figure out how to get a collaborator into a live stream, because obviously people can do that. But I have not really done that very much, and I want to know how to do the setup for that, so that whenever I do want to do that setup, it's easy to do, which then would move into probably having that setup for a podcast. The thing with the podcast live is, like, I mean, now that TJ is all set up for streaming, like, that's one less person that, it's a thing for. But I still don't want to... I don't want our podcast to require a video element, because I want us to be able to be as, like, just disheveled AF, and, like, just not ready for the world to see us. But let's talk about Transformers for a bit. I want to maintain that vibe for a little bit. Whereas right now, with me being all pristine and, beautifully powdered up and everything, this is a constructed form you're seeing here. This is a manufactured image that I've crafted. Ignore the part where I didn't shave today. I did trim. But if you look hard, you'll see some stubble. Don't look at it, because you'll shatter the illusion. And if you break kayfabe like that, you're gonna lose all that childhood innocence you've accrued over the years. And how are you gonna get that back? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go and you're gonna go and make some children cry and dab their tears with a piece of wax paper and then mix that into your martini like some kind of rich person? You probably don't got the money for all those little wax paper tear catchers. So I'm here to help you out. What were we talking about? I got a little bit into a fugue state there. We were talking about a podcast. Break down the barriers with disheveled Vangelis. I was so worried, like, oh no, I don't want to re-moisturize. I already did all my face stuff and I forgot to shave my cheeks. They're all going to see muddy patches. So I'm not going to look cool like Keanu Reeves. You can't even tell. The resolution's so fuzzed up. It's whatever. Robot Lorekeeper. Wax paper tear catcher is my half-elf paladin, actually. I'm just grabbing my phone to check something. I'm just checking something on my phone. Alright, it's all good. Never mind. I'd love some weekly thoughts on Transformers news. Yeah, I think it would be fun to do. Also because I like streaming, now that I've done it more. I mean, I've always liked streaming. I've done it for years. But now that I've done it more than once every few months, I am enjoying it a lot. So that's a totally solid way to stream things. I need to take a sip. I got... What do you mean you aren't Keanu Reeves? It's true, alright? I know the rumors have been out there, but I am not Keanu Reeves in any way, shape, or form. And there's no genetically provable connection between us. So y'all can just drop it. Nix it. Anyway, I told myself I would end this, by 6 p.m. Eastern, so in the next 20 minutes I'm going to wind this down. Have I ever considered becoming a VTuber? Besides being the original VTuber? Well, sometimes I do deploy my little friend. But it's difficult to operate this for more than a few lines of spoken word. It becomes taxing, and I cannot form cogent commentary because I am focused on my lower lip. So it's just easier for me to talk here, Like, I think the actual way VTubing works is you make two PNGs and you get one of the plug-in things where it makes the PNG go A B A B A B depending on how your voice is coming through. I didn't want to segue that to the ending screen yet. I'm still feeling too chatty. No, I would like to try the VTubey thing sometime, mostly because I'm curious about the most, like, complex way to get it working, but I'm very fortunate in that I feel comfortable face camming right now. I wasn't sure how comfortable I would be, but I'm feeling more comfortable than I thought I'd be. And also just in general, being a dude means I can just face cam chat without it being like a potential problem in various respects. So that's absolutely a privileged position that I'm in of dude on the internet. I can just talk in front of a camera without worrying about all kinds of funny things, unless all the weird, creepy stuff is happening. I'm just not aware of it, you know. In which case, just keep me unaware of it. Although I have been powdering face, which has been kind of fun. It's been kind of fun. I don't think I'd do that for going out, but it's been fun for avoiding the pink patches. He's on to us. Oh no. Yeah, Stardust Magician. Like it's a demonstrable part of the streaming environment. Granted, I'm on YouTube, right, where like I don't have potential Twitch randos walking in being weird. I have just porno bots showing up now and then spamming nonsense that I delete. I gotta knock on wood right now. Okay, because I haven't seen one all stream. But yeah, I would like to figure out how to easily pipe in other people onto stream in a way where I have like a preset scene already made up. I can just like pull their face cam into or whatever. The audio side seems to be actually very straightforward because I just have system audio running. That seems to just catch anyone that I'm in like a voice call with. Like when I did some TCG streaming every now and then, I was able to get like Bill Moo on. Just because we were talking in Discord already and it grabbed his voice in here. It just means I also can't tweak his voice specifically because it's all collected under system audio. And I believe there are ways to like multi-track catch everyone's different voices so you can like tweak that more specifically, but I don't know how that works yet. But as someone who is technically a professional in the field of digital media and videography and whatnot, I would like to know how all that works because I feel like that's a weakness on my part. Yeah, you can set, I believe, Discord's audio output specifically to go into OBS. I think I would need an audio monitor at that point, which I do have technically the ability to do. But yeah, those are things I'd like to do. Generally, I just want to know how everything works, which I think is pretty reasonable. You know, I don't like having gaps in my knowledge about anything. Knowledge is power, and I want to be the most powerful person on the planet. And I can't do that if I don't know how VTubers work. YouTube automatically filters the long B word. It didn't even show up in, because you can see it, right? You can see it. It didn't even show up here, whatever it was you're talking about. Yeah, okay, you can't even send it. Yeah, that's the YouTube side of the chat thing is sort of an ongoing battle for all of us, right? You said it earlier. Yeah, I don't know. Bankrolling. Whoa! Don't say bankrolling so loud. Also, like, yeah, we're all cool here, right? I'm assuming it's not a gamer word or something. I do kind of enjoy using gamer word as the derogatory. Oh, we're just throwing out B words now. Botulinum, bananas, bounce-tastic. Bombastic. Brobdingnagian. Oh, if YouTube censored botbots, that would be innocence lost. That would be death of childhood immediately. Hey, with the word kidulthood going around, I said this somewhere else in a Discord, but like, how close are we to the phrase, "This is killing my kidulthood"? Because like, I think that we've gotten to the point where when you say, "Oh, this is killing my childhood," you sound like a cartoon character, and like generally, it seems like everyone feels a little bit embarrassed saying the phrase now. But does that mean eventually we're going to talk about the death of our kidulthood? The only B word I care about is bees. Chris Muse is just right here with the onomatopoeic connection. Bees is not onomatopoeia. I'm just trying to find the right word to describe the part where bees is literally the letter that we're talking about. A few months. I can't even explain what word I'm saying. I know what you mean. I assumed you meant that, but... What a weird thing to filter out. Lorcan Nagel with the quick apostrophe fix. Navarsky, you see something from 10 years ago, not 20 years ago, and you say that was my kidulthood, right? Yeah. We're so close. We're so close. I mean, I can think of ways that Transformers Prime was my kidulthood. Oh, that feels weird to say. Anyway, I can think of ways that Transformers Prime was my kidulthood. Because that was when I got my first press pass to a New York Comic-Con was in that era. Timu Kananen with the straight up umlauted A's. I'm actually really surprised YouTube lets that through. If they're not letting, if YouTube ain't letting Base Bastard through. Oh, Mike Hasko, today I learned about the term kidulthood. Yeah, it's kind of new, but it's taking hold fast. It's bad. It's terrible. Everyone hates saying it. But it doesn't sound digestive to me, so I don't hate it as much as a lot of other marketing portmanteaus. To pause, you still have not adjusted to adulting. You're not prepared for a world of kidulting. I was about to say. Okay, I was about to say, and so I'll say it for transparency's sake. I was about to say, wait, Cheesier just wrote the word bastard! What's going on? Why is YouTube picking on Picky Peeves? Why? Anyway, I was about to say kidultery without knowing what that possibly meant. And then I didn't. But I gotta lay it out because it was on the tip of my tongue. So, like, let's all not say kidultery, because what the hell does that mean? Probably terrible things. But if we're this close, if we're already jokey joke saying kidulthood, we're seconds away from someone trying to figure out what kidultery is. Also, yeah, stop repressing Picky Peeves. Why does Cheesier just get to go, what's the problem with bastard? And the Picky Peeves like, I don't know what the problem with is. Like, it's... You're not even getting the treatment. It's just like they're turning your keyboard off. This is real oppression. If I can't rely on the people viewing my live stream to be able to freely state bastard in my own chat, what do I have? I don't know, maybe, like, Picky, maybe your YouTube settings got janked when they implemented all the kids programming stuff, and maybe it... I actually don't know if this is... I was gonna say, maybe it thinks you're a child and you need to, like, change a toggle, but, like, I don't think that actually exists. I don't think that's in the YouTube system. Or, geez, here, I'm above the law. Whatever. Because if it's also preventing you from dropping a simple goddammit... Oh, Alan Weaver can't! I mean, I'll say, my chat is a free place to see if you can say goddammit bastard as much as you want. Like, open testing zone. I think we're all cool here. We all like bastard swords. And we all damn gods all the time. We send them straight to god hell. Whatever that is. My original character uses his bastard sword to damn gods to god hell. Yo! It didn't even display it when you said... People are noticing! Picky Peeves, you've friggin' pulled the fabric back. Mimicry. YouTube did change their age restrictions, how their age restrictions work not that long ago, requiring you to give them more information to get by it. Okay. Also filtered out you calling Mastodon the child. I'm assuming you meant the bastard child. Quick test every swear word. Stop at a certain point, though. I don't want none of y'all testing gamer words. Hassan Rao, did you get Legacy Evo Tarn? Yes. I did. It's him. That was the opening part of the stream before we got onto this. We're peeling back the fabric of YouTube now. We're figuring out how YouTube is getting all on the language. Damn hell. Can you imagine if YouTube went like, hey, how old are you? Are you allowed to say damn hell? Yeah, but obviously when I say gamer words, like, we're not... I'm sure you all know this. We're not going to start dropping, like, race slurs and ableist slurs. I'm just saying, I think damn hell bastard god all fits into a perfectly PG-friendly sentence. Yeah, imagine if they went PG-13, you got precisely one F-bomb, and then YouTube kept track. It was like a bit that went from 0 to 1 when you said it. Heck poo dang it. Oh man, I'm a bit of a gamer myself. I love it. Oh, Stardust Magic is allowed to say bastard. It was a proper noun bastard. Hell shucks. That's a Toku villain name. Gosh darn all this malarkey. Now, that's not joke talking. That's just talking with class. IMO. Like slight transition here. We're hitting the final minutes here, but slight transition topic. When the whole thing happened where YouTube did the thing where they suddenly went like, you actually now have to not say the F-bomb for this many seconds at the start, and it was like ruining the monetization for billions of people. A, that sucks, because yeah, you can't roll back your old videos. YouTube does not offer the functionality to alter the opening 30 seconds of your videos. And so I put that on YouTube to a certain point. However, I was kind of chuckling because I was like, me myself, I rather treasure just not swearing in videos because I think it makes my dialogue better. Because that's just how I am. Because I remember way back in the day, I used to get a lot of comments, people thanking me for being child-friendly in the way that I do my humor and stuff, and I was like, well, A, that means that you missed the animated Blitzwing video where I had a Goatsy joke that I got in trouble for with someone who said that their little kid brother asked them what Goatsy was. But B, it's not really by an intent of being child-friendly, it's just that that's how I am. We gotta start talking like it's the good place, says Griffman. There you go. There you go. Because I'm not swearing opposed. I just personally, I don't really do it that much. I suppose it adds to my innocent charm. Which is better? This is better. Robot Lorekeeper generally just did the Tails gets trolled face at the thought of animated Blitzwing Goatsy. Well, because he's Goatsying in his transformation to tank mode. That was why I did the joke, because back in 2008, I was a friggin' immature. Now, I'm in my later adulthood, I'm far more mature. Legacy Long Arm Prime, wait, yo. This does feel like a time, though, to This poor camera. I keep forgetting this camera's here. I spent so long setting up. Sorry, I just noticed it in the top right. I spent so long setting it up, and I didn't even do this. Which was like the whole reason I was going to have it there was to get better looks at Tarnface. Poor third camera. Oh, no, don't Google Goatsy! Adam, no! No, 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 no! I should have said, because I guess it's from old internet, and you might not have heard of what it is. Don't Google it! Don't look up what it is! Also, Cheesier, you've just started getting bastard censored? Okay, there's a chat. Chat. We gotta, boy. This is on all of us. We gotta remember. Goatsy is from a very old internet that doesn't exist anymore, and there's a lot of people who don't know what it is. I gotta watch myself and not just casually say words that you can't Google. Oh, my apologies. Yeah, don't look up anything Chris Music. Don't look up. Yeah, Mike Hasko from the Slashdot era. Like, once upon a... Okay, so you just got a description. Okay. Because, like, once upon a time, you would see someone who made jam-centered Goatsy cookies, and you'd say, ha ha ha, that's funny. Because you'd forgotten the specifics of what it looked like, but you knew the gist. And so the cookies were kind of like, ha ha, funny. But nowadays, if someone goes like, oh, I wonder what that is, it's like, oh no, but don't. But don't. Also, I am absolutely enthralled by the idea that Cheesier was able to drop a regular casual bastard and now can't. I don't know what's happening. There are no settings on my end I have seen that possibly could be relating to a rolling, algorithmic, you can't say bastard anymore setting. So we just gotta... Much like... That's terrible. I shouldn't say this. How do I... Okay. I was about to say, and then I was stopping myself, and I was trying to figure out how to re-center the notion. I don't know how. So I'll just lay out the cut content, okay? I was gonna say, we just gotta figure out dog whistle words for bastard and goddamn. And then I was like, well, I can't say that, because that sounds like I'm just alt-writing. And I was like, I was gonna say, oh, much like... the whatever part of the internet. I was like, how do I say that part of the internet without it sounding garbage? So anyway, that all fell apart. That is not as bad as the time when I said, well, whatever it was I clipped myself saying about coming on people. I don't think I've hit that level yet. But what I'm trying to say is, if we need to roll with it, then spell it like Inglorious Bastards, as Chris Muse just did. Anyway, what's going on? Let's go. Mimicry, what Devi is that behind you? I don't see a Devastator. That must be a glitch on your video end. I don't see a Devastator back there. I was trying to be creepy, but it's too bright in here. I was gonna be all like, turn the light off, but this doesn't make it creepy. It just makes it muddy looking. I'm not equipped to try to jump scare you, so what company was it? It was that one Devastator that looks like the cartoon model, and it's the company that did the very large 6-gun, and then the company never existed again. I forgot what they're called. Devin Townsend? I actually don't know Devin Townsend that well. I just know that's a musician. But that is one of Jacob L's favorite musicians. So we get shouts out in the chat. Money on the wall for Devin Townsend. I hope Devin Townsend's cool. Before and after. Thank you. Yeah. That's the before and after Devastator. This is hard to line up. He is extremely dusty. I need to wipe him down. He has been standing there for 4 years. But yeah, before and after did a very large 6-gun who was kind of neat. And before and after had prototypes made for several other G1 combiners in that action figure style that I wish came out. Or at least I wish that they would give me their prototypes now that the company doesn't exist anymore, because I want them. I had a hiccup. Anyway, we've hit 6 o'clock. I gotta get this. I gotta figure out how to do this quickly. Not quickly, but just efficiently. So if I want to start doing this, I'm at -24 already, so I can just hit this button, and now the music is playing. The music that signifies that we've hit the end minutes of the stream. I should check out Devin Townsend. He is the Bob Ross of metal. I probably have checked him out, and I'm just not remembering where, because that name sounds so familiar. And obviously also, like, Devin Townsend is, you know, published musician. But thank you all for hanging out for the stream. Hopefully I will figure out how to get my brain to do one that's not about opening up toys, but instead about news or something sooner than later. But thank you also all again for joining me for these this era of streaming I've been moving my brain into. I'm having so much fun. I'll throw it out there. This isn't like replacing normal videos. It's just otherwise it would have been long silences and normal videos. So now we get to hang out and go blah, blah, blah. We do have multiple podcasts recorded. They are with our editor, who's been having a real rough time. And hopefully this month we can get everything rolling and sorted out again. But there are many podcasts recorded and ready to go once they're cut together. So don't worry about that. Send Army of Bees just some cheer. Don't be pressuring. Be supportive and just go like, hey, we like what you're doing. Also, because Army of Bees is cool. Anyway, I don't know what the next thing I do is going to be. I don't know what the next thing I do is going to be. That does work. But in the context of today, it's going to be switching over to here. To here. Someone was wondering about my lips. They're difficult to operate. But with the right supplements, I can do anything. I think I smell one now. I am alive! A whole other little life! I have a future ahead of me! I'll just sit here and consider it. What kind of wonderful things may be in my future, may lie ahead in my burgeoning little... Oh God, what's happening? I'm merging. Another joins the whole. Have a good evening, everybody. Or afternoon. Or maybe even morning in the future. Oh! Eh.